All right, shalom, shalom. We'll start off by giving all praises, glory, and honor to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem, Muchakodash.
Peace and double honor to the elders and apostles of Great Mudstone that give us his truth and all prosperity and salutations to all your occupants in this word throughout the four corners of the earth. And I'm the brother Yahweh South, and not coming out of the ball. And about to go into some prophecies, man. Because hey, that's the times that we're living in. You look at the news, everything that's happening right now, the current events that's happening worldwide, is tying into biblical prophecy. Right now we have this pandemic going on, and you have Esau, the so-called white man, bringing out different articles, to pretty much, ease up the minds of these people towards this agenda that they have, which is to microchip the planet Earth. Over there in Sweden, they're coming out with these different articles about them, going into how they're taking the mark, in order for them to put their passports in it, man, the vaccine passports in it. So we already see what this devil is doing, man. It's conditioning the minds of these people so that they can go ahead and take it. Because if you're bringing out different articles about it, doing different news pieces about it, then it's going to have the average American, which is stupid. They're going to look at that like, I don't need to have my card. I don't need to have anything physical. I could just put it on a chip and have all my information on there. I'm going for it. So that's why they're doing it, man. So get 2 Corinthians. You got it? All right.
2 Corinthians 2:11. That Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices.
Yeah, we're not ignorant of Satan's devices, man. We know the so-called white man, he's the deceiver of the planet Earth, man. The scriptures call him a Satan, man. The adversary. That's his job, man. He's out there to deceive people. In Revelation, the 20th chapter, it tells you that when he comes out of his chains that he was bound in Europe when he was a caveman, that he would go out throughout the four corners of the earth to deceive the nations. And that's what he's doing right now with his agenda, man. With his jab agenda, man, the juice agenda that he has, man. He's deceiving the nations because he knows the end goal is to ultimately have everybody chipped, man. But it says, lest Satan should have an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. The scriptures tell you, get Sirach 12:10, to never trust your enemy. So the enemy, his plan is to enslave you using this mark, man, that digital oil, that he plans on putting into your body. So we're not ignorant of those devices. Get it, bro.
This is Ecclesiastes 12:10. Never trust thine enemy.
Yeah, the enemy, the chief enemy is the so-called white man. When you go into, I believe, Psalms, the 83rd chapter, it names the different enemies that Israel has, and on top of that is the tabernacles of Edom. So it says, never trust your enemy. Go ahead, bro.
It says, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness.
Yeah, like iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. So he gets worse and worse, man. Just because, we in 2022, these people think that the so-called white man, he's the a different breed of so-called white man that was in the 40s, the 1700s, the 1800s, when they had our people in captivity, when they assaulted the Native Americans. They think it's a new breed of so-called white people that just loves everybody, man. But the scriptures say that never trust your enemy, man. And that's speaking to your Israelites, man. Your so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Never trust your enemy, man. You got this guy, General Yohana. Here it is. For years, he was calling the white man the devil. He went on Times Square. General Yohana shuts down Times Square. The white man is the damn devil. But then 2020, fast forward 2020, this guy is telling you to go ahead and take this man's juice, man. So what does that tell you, man? This guy is a sellout, man. And he's not going according to scriptures. So it says never trust your enemy. Go ahead, bro.
Verse 11, though he humble himself and go crouching.
Yeah, though he go crouching, man. You see that your president, your king, Joe Biden, he came out and told you he was going to wipe out student loans. He was making you think that he cares about you minorities, man, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. But fast forward to December 2020, this guy told you that, man, he ain't going to wipe out no student loans, man. Everything that he told you to get into power, to get your votes, now he's going against, man. Go ahead, bro.
It says, yet take good heed and beware of him.
Yeah, take good heed and beware of him. If you see this guy now, in this day and age, telling you that He cares about you. You got to get in line first to take his juice, you know? And when these so-called white people ever cared about you, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man, that should be a red flag right there. You know, he's giving you a free juice. Nothing else is free. You know, you want your diabetes medication, you gotta pay, you know, thousands of dollars every year to get it. You know, you want this medication, you gotta pay for it. Your insurance doesn't cover this medication, you gotta come out of your pockets. But all of a sudden now, this thing is free, man. Fuck out of here, man. We see what you're doing, man.
Can't even get
you
to
know?
work for free.
Yeah, you can't even work for free, man. Fuck out of here.
I got something. This is the book of
Yeah, no.
Proverbs 26 and 23. It says, burning lips and a wicked heart are like a potsherd covered with silver dross. So burning lips or pleasant words are like a potsherd covered in silver, meaning it's look nice and shiny. When you go into it, the shit has no value. Same thing with the so-called white man, where he's telling you it's smooth,
Yeah.
like you were going into, we're gonna take care of the loans, all that stuff, but he has a wicked heart. So when it's coming from somebody with a wicked heart, it holds no value. It's just sweet words.
Yeah, the scriptures tell you that if the enemy, if he does good, he does it unwillingly, man. You know, it's not really his intent to help you, man. He has another agenda, man. You know, that's why the Native Americans, the so-called Native Americans who taught the tribe of God, they call this devil a fork-tongued devil. You know, his tongue is split. So he say one thing, but behind his mind, he has another meaning behind it, man, another agenda, man. You know, so you're never supposed to trust this man, man. You know.
Psalm 55, and I started 20. He had put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him.
Yeah, and that's the history of the so-called white man. Look how he got America, man. You know, he made peace with the so-called Native Americans, made over 500 treaties with them. You know, and he broke every last one of them, man. So what does that tell you, man? When you see somebody with that kind of history, man, you can't trust him, man. You know, that's like if you got a Jake that done did time, he's always going back and forth in jail. Well, you can't trust a nigga like that, man. That's why niggas like that, they're not getting no jobs, man. They're not getting hired, man, because according to your history, according to your record, you know, you a fucked up individual, man. You know, so we see the so-called white man's record in history, man. Every last civilization that he touched, he decimated, man. Stole their lands, enslaved them, you know, committed genocide upon them. So how the hell can this man be good, man? You know, you might say, oh, that wasn't him, it was his forefathers. Well, what has changed, man? You know, what has changed? You know, it's the same thing that they're still doing to this day, man. They're still blowing people up in the Middle East, still stealing resources from other nations, you know? So how can this man change, man? You know, it's not something that, oh, you know, it was their forefathers, it's in their blood, it's in their DNA, man, because the Most High is the one that made Esau to be so cruel, man.
Spirit, you know? His soul that is lifted up. It's not upright in the down. Can't get right. Like you saying. That's him. Can't get right.
Yeah.
And by the way, you said he's the same person. The scriptures tell you that that old serpent, the devil, right? That old serpent, you know, who deceived the world, deceived the nations. I see. It's all coming back full, you know, twofold or whatever, fold, manyfold, back to the original statement in which he was always in. He was always just meant to play that devil role, but Satan can change into an angel of light, and people can believe as if he's doing good. He's the peacemaker. The propaganda, it always works in his favor. He tells a story. History is written by the winners, so he's telling the story of himself. He's the image of perfection on his billboards. As long as you touched by Esau and his mainstream media, you're gonna believe he's a god. Man. You're gonna believe he's nothing less than like a god, and the rest of the nations are putting him in a situation where he's forced to use force. And he has to, right? That's how Jake explains military coups, and right, all the military presidents of America around the world. And Jake will say, well, them damn Arabs, they always causing trouble. We had to put them down. You just in another man's land and have to kill him because he did something. But that's every war Esau's ever been in. Well, we had to kill them Jacks. We had to kill the North Koreans. They was trying to kill the South Koreans. Well, Esau, man, all of that bloodshed you doing, the scriptures say, well, the Most High want that back in blood. So once again, it falls out of our hands. Ain't nothing we could do. You saw it carefully with his. We can't help you with it.
Made to get this way, man. It's like a computer program, man. You know, computer, if you program to do something, that's the only thing you can do, man. You can't do nothing outside of what it's made to do, man. You know, the Most High put that in Esau's spirit. That's why he could never get right, man. You wonder, like, you know, why these devils never changed, man, from the beginning of time. You go back into the Greeks, the Romans, they've done the same thing, man. Oppress other nations, enslave them, you know, use its military to stomp upon them, you know.
Sword, that's that sword.
Yeah, that's the sword of the Lord, man, because it's embedded in their spirit, in their nature, man. The Most High made them this way, man. That's why the scriptures say, who can made straight that which is crooked,
Right.
you know. So the Most High made them crooked. There's nothing you could do to make them straight, man. You can't make an Edomite repent. You know, you can't make an Edomite be into, you know,
Into the Lord.
God, into the Lord, you
Coming
know.
out here, putting the
Yeah.
garment on, casting down all the imaginations against this, you know,
That's right.
against Satan. And,
Yup.
Yo, they ain't gonna do that, man.
Yeah.
Real quick.
You're right, bro.
Real quick. This is Sirach 4:26. Be not ashamed to confess thy sins, and force not the course of the river.
Yeah, force not the course of the river, man. You can't go against the grain,
Right.
you know? So you can't make Esau righteous, man. You know, you got Israelites, I believe that's GOCC. You know, they got Edomites up in their congregation, you know, so-called repentant, man. You can't do that, man, you know? But you got, you know, guys that tell us, oh, EGMS got Edomites in their camps. No, man. You know, these people are Israelites, man. You know, because you're not going to confess Yahweh Shem Shah, you know, without being, you know, Israelite, man. The scriptures tell you that the name of the Most High is dreadful to the heathen. So if the guy's calling upon Yahweh Shem Shah, then, hey, man, it's a great possibility that he's an Israelite, man. You know? And if he's not, then at the end we're going to know, because Yahweh Shah said when he comes back, you know, he's going to sift the goats and the sheep, you know, the righteous and the wicked, man. You know?
Got something for
Yeah,
you.
go ahead.
2 Corinthians 11:14. And no marvel, but Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light.
Yeah, he transformed himself into an angel of light, man. You know, when people think about, you know, the Most High, his son, the angels, they think about the so-called white man. They think about Esau, man. That's him transforming himself into an angel of light, man. And man, this devil has so much power over the minds of these people, man. You look at his history, man. This man has done nothing but bring death. Even to this day, man. This man is doing nothing but bringing death upon the world, man. But you look at his media, man. He portraying himself as he's doing something righteous, man.
Humanitarian.
All the people believe it.
They
So-
call themselves humanitarian.
yeah, humanitarians. They got all these different foundations that they set up to Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. You know, you thinking they doing something righteous, but behind closed doors, man, they killed millions of people, man.
Real quick, they do foundations to launder money. So what they'll do is they'll have their crooked, wicked practices, and they'll launder that money through the foundation because that foundation can't be taxed. You know.
Yeah, just like what happened in Haiti, man. After that earthquake, how they gave the Red Cross billions of dollars. They give all these different organizations billions of dollars to fix up Haiti, you know, but they end up eating up all the money, man. The most they spent was $1 million, man, on building a few houses, man. You know, but all the billions of dollars went to them, man. You know, so that's the MO, the agenda of the so-called white man, man. You know, if he comes in there, you know, Red Cross and all these people want democracy, man. You gotta watch out for a man like that, man. That's a dangerous man, you know. Go ahead, bro.
It says Psalms 55:21. The words of his mouth,
Go ahead.
you reading that already?
Yeah, go ahead.
Were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart.
Yeah, so his mouth is smooth and butter, man. You know, yeah, you have this outbreak that's going on. We need to come help you. We got these shots that'll help you. Meanwhile, they're the ones causing the outbreak, man. You know? It's through their shots that the outbreak started, but they come around like, yo, man, you need help. You know, we got you. You know, Ebola happened in West Africa. Remember when that happened, man? They was looking at Jake like Jake. Every Jake had Ebola. You know, every Jake that was coming from West Africa. But meanwhile, when you do the research, you found out that the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, they was the ones behind this pandemic, man. The ones giving the people the shots with Ebola in them, which is why the people over there, they were staying away from the shots, man. They said, man, this shit is in the shop, man. You know, so what does that tell you, man? Esau, man, that's his history, man. He went to India, did the same thing. You know, everywhere he went, he did the same thing, man. You know? And this devil, man, Bill Gates, man, he's one of the main pillars behind this agenda, man. You know? His father was a eugenicist, you know? And he believed in wiping out certain populations, man. You know? But all of a sudden now this man cares about everybody, you know? Nah, man, these guys, they're in it for the money, man. It's an investment for them, man. They profit over your death. You know, he had a sit down where he was going into how vaccine, the shots. That was that was one of his best investments he ever made. You have a 20-to-1 investment. I mean, for every dollar he spent, he made $20 off of that shit, man. That's how he became so rich, you know, through your death, man. You know, but you gonna trust this guy to tell you that, you know, in order for us to get out of this pandemic, you gotta have take the shot, man. Over 70% of the population have to be inoculated in order for us to go back to normal. Meanwhile, over 70% of the people already have been inoculated. So why are you still pushing it? You know?
Change it up, switch it up, modify it.
Yep.
I got it real quick. It's a speech that was made by Henry Kissinger. It says a speech to the World Health Organization Council on Eugenics, February 25th, 2009. Henry Kissinger was during the administration of Ford and Nixon. He was Secretary of State. I think he was National Security Advisor as well. So he said, and he's like somebody who all the think tanks kind of look up to him. He's one of those think tank guys of America. He's dead now, but this is what he said. Once the herd accepts mandatory forcible vaccination, it's game over. They will accept anything, forcible blood or organ donation, for the greater good. We can genetically modify children and sterilize them for the greater good. Control sheep minds and you control the herd. Vaccine makers stand to make billions, and many of you in this room today are investors. It's a big win-win. We thin out the herd, and the herd pays for us providing extermination services. Now, what's for lunch?
Wow.
All right. That was different, man.
Yeah, it's different, man. That's Esau for you, man. That's his nature, man. You can't really, be mad at Esau like that, because that's how the Most High made him, man.
Pretty much.
You know? So,
yeah, got you. This is Genesis 3:1. Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field.
Yeah, the serpent represents Esau, man. Back then, he was known as the serpent. You know, it's like the Adamites. You know, they were the sons of the Most High, man, which were the Israelites back then. We had different names. So Esau, he was the son of the wicked. He was known as the serpent. So I say he was more subtle than any beast of the field which the Lord had made. But this man he's wise, he's crafty, man. You know, and the beast represents the other nations, man. You know, he was more crafty than them, which is how he knew how to get to Eve, man. You know, because, he had the diabolical spirit in him, man. You know, he had it in his mind, I'm going to go make these Israelites fall off, man. You know? Go ahead, bro.
Yep, the field is the world.
The field is the world. Yep.
It says, which the Lord Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua had made, and he said unto the woman, yea, that the Most High said, ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden.
Yeah, that's the devil, man. You know, being deceitful, man. Did the Most High really say that's not what he said? You know? That's how he works, man. You know, he's deceitful, man. You know, that's why the scripture say his words are smoother than butter, man.
Yeah.
You know, and he knows the woman is a weaker vessel. That's why he didn't go first to Adam, man. He went straight to the woman. You know?
Right.
But the Most High really said, that's not what you really said.
Yeah.
You know?
That's pretty much like when they take the Bible and give different translations. Mm-hmm. Same thing.
Yeah, same thing. Yep.
It says, and the woman said unto the serpent, we may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden, but of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, the Most High has said, ye shall not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die.
Yeah, that represents the philosophies of the other nations. You know? So if we go into these different philosophies, that's what brings death into the world. You know, because the wages of sin is death. You know, the philosophies of these other nations, is breaking the laws, man. You know, worshiping other gods, eating abominable foods, going into witchcraft, having a sexual immorality. You know, that's the ways of the other nations, man. So that's why the Most High told us, if we follow these ways, man, we're gonna die, man. You know? But,
and the serpent said unto the woman, ye shall not surely die.
Yeah, you should not surely die.
Fucking lying.
So he knows you're gonna die, but not right away. That's what he was saying, man. Nah, you ain't gonna die. He knows you're gonna die eventually. He ain't gonna die right now if you eat of the fruit. You should not surely die. You know, the Most High, come on, man. You think the Most High, you think the Most High really wants you to die, you know?
Oh. Going into these vaccinations, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You know, if you think about it, right? Yeah. Based on Esau's logic, right? If you were to get sick and get the plague, and heal from it, then you just naturally have a vaccine. Because isn't that what a vaccine is? The plague, a part of the plague, and you heal from it.
Yeah.
So if somebody healed from it, then they got vaccinated. So why do they have to do it again?
Yeah, natural immunity.
Natural immunity.
That's natural immunity, man.
All right. It says, verse 5, for the Most High does know that in the day ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be opened, and ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil.
Yeah, so that was how deceptive this man was, man. You know? He said, man, the Most High hating on you, man. The Most High, the only reason why he don't want you to eat of it is because he knows you're going to be like him. You know, so he's just jealous. He don't want you to get on his level, you know? And that's how they trick our women, man. Into getting their children the shots, you know, into getting them to go along with his agenda, you know. They target the women, man. Or you don't want your children to die. No, that's how a lot of women went and got their shots, man. You know, you want your children to be safe. You know, I was watching this documentary about the shots, and you had this one woman. She has triplets, man. She has triplets, man. 3 kids. You know, and all of them. She went and gave them the shot. All of them became autistic, man. You know, but I bet you she was doing it to protect the community, for the children to go to school. You know, that's our duty as U.S. citizens. You know, so hey, man, this devil, he knows how to get to you, man. You know, it's just like you know, the times that we're going into, man. You know, when the economy collapses. You know, when this man makes the mark of the beast mandatory, you know, he's gonna get through the women, man. You know, come on, man. You know, your children gotta eat. You know, there's no other way for you to feed your family. You know, that's the only way. This is a new currency. You know, you have to take a shot, man. A lot of guys gonna fall because the women gonna come to him like, man, you don't care about us, man. You know, you know, how you gonna just let us out here to starve? And a lot of guys gonna fall forward, man. Like, you know, fuck it, man. I gotta feed my family.
Yeah. Or even like cyber attack, like a staged cyber attack, where all your funds, everything tied to your asset can be gone.
Yeah,
and the only, and what?
Energy going, electricity.
Electricity, right. And the only way to get your financial information back is we have to prove who you are biometrically.
Yep.
So that's another angle they could pull, you know? If it like, because just like how they force it, like you don't work, you can't work unless you get this, they can literally force people from a financial standpoint, like, look, your bank account is frozen. The only way we're going to be moving forward is if, you know, it has to be tied to your biometrics.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, man, because, you know, Esau, he doesn't have to, you know, physically force you to take it, you know? So how does he do it?
Subtlety.
Is that what?
Subtlety.
Yeah, subtlety, man. You know? He's not going to, you know, he doesn't have to make it a law, you know, in the government. All he has to do is get these different, you know, corporations to make it mandatory. The big corporations, you know, and he knows that the small business is already going to be wiped out. Majority of them got wiped out through this pandemic. So he knows ultimately once he wipes them out, you know, he's going to buy them for pennies on the dollar. You know, so now the big corporations pretty much going to own everything. So the government doesn't have to make it a law. The corporations is going to make it mandatory. Absolutely. You know, so that, all right, you go to Walmart, you go to Best Buy, wherever you go, man, you're going to need this thing up in your system, man. You know? And if there's businesses or small businesses that remain, they're going to have to follow suit, man. You know, because cash is going to be obsolete, you know? So you're going to have to get this thing up in you, man. You know? Got something going on.
Revelation 13 and 16. And he calls of all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead.
Yeah, the Quran, man. You know, he calls it all. You know? That's the plan of Esau, man. You know, he wants everybody to be chipped, man. You know, because that's what's gonna make everybody slave unto him, man. You know, that's the how do you say? That's the fetish of the elites of the society, man. You know, not only do they have power over the poor, they have power over the rich. Because them guys like Jeff Bezos, the Elon Musk, you know, the Bill Gates, they all gonna get chipped too, man. The only ones that's not gonna be chipped is the ones that control everything, man. The Rothschilds, the Rockefellers. You think they gonna get chipped, man? They already know how dangerous it is to put a microchip in your body, man. How the health effects of that shit is gonna kill you eventually, man. They ain't gonna put that shit in their body, man. You know, they gonna put the people that's under them, they gonna chip them all, man. You know? So he calls all both small and great, rich and poor, to receive a mark in their right hand on their foreheads, man. And if you go into the word mark, it means karagma, man. And the root word of that word karagma is karatz, you know, which is a stamp, you know, a palisade, something that has to be implanted in you, man. You know, palisade, when you go into the ancient time, they have palisades to fence up their properties, or if you went to war, you know, you dig the trenches, you had different palisades set up to where if the army, you know, they're coming towards you, you had the palisades that would fall in the palisades and get stabbed up. It shows you that it's something physical, man. You know, this chip, they're gonna have to put it in you using a syringe, man. You know, so they're gonna have to implant it in your body, man. You know, it's gonna be a mark of your servitude to the powers that be. Go ahead, boss.
Verse 17, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name.
Yeah, just like now, you know, we're seeing it on a smaller scale. You know, with these max agenda, man. You know, you can't come into the store unless you have your card. You know, you go to different restaurants. You know, I do deliveries. You go to different restaurants. You know, you see people giving out their cards to get in order for them to eat. Well, eventually it's going to turn into them having this digital orb, man. You know, they're going to have to swipe their head. You know, you go to different restaurants or hotels, you have to stand in front of a screen, and it has to take your temperature to tell you if you're good to go in. You know, if your temperature's a little bit high, then you potentially have no vid, and you're going to have to, you know, get out the restaurant or whatever area you went, you know? So we see it on a smaller scale, man. This devil, man, he's like the brother Red, man. He's more subtle than any beast in the field, man. You know, because he just bring out the agenda like, yo, you got to take this and put it in your body. Nah, he started with the juice, you know, to see how people are complying with it, you know? And he's seeing that majority of people complying with it, and eventually he's going to bring it out like, yo, man, to make things easier for yourself, you need it digitally. You already have the app on your phone, the Max card on your phone, you know? So shit, you might as well put it in your body to make things easier for yourself, man. They're gonna make it seem like it's more convenient for you.
I just wanted to say he's subtle through gradualism.
Yeah. Yep.
That's how this devil do it. He can't come at people in front.
Yeah.
You gotta, you know, wiggle his way out of shit. You know, lie, deceive.
Yep.
That's what he was set up to do.
Yeah. And one of the main ways is he has power over the minds and actions of his people is through the media, man. You know, you got to give it up to Esau, man. This man is a genius when it comes to mind control, man. You know, I was watching these different documentaries that these doctors are doing about this agenda that Esau has, and they're going into you know, how these people out here, they have something known as mass what is it called? Mass information psychosis, or mass psychosis, mass information psychosis, which is, you know, people just going on with the flow of what the media and the government is telling them, even though the evidence says otherwise. You know, here it is, you're taking a jab, even though, you know that it's killing people. You have all the proof in front of you that this thing is not good for you.
Hey,
brothers
can stand this way. I'll put the camera like this, because I don't want to block the sidewalk. Yeah.
Yeah, it's called mass information psychosis, man. You know, these people are delusional. You know, here it is. They done told you that the masks don't work, yet still people wearing it. People wearing double mask, triple masked up. You know, they telling you to take the jab, and you got millions of people, you know, that have suffered injuries from taking it, man. You go on the CDC's VAERS website, you have over 2 million bad side effects that people reported, man. You know, and they tell you that the numbers that's on there is only about 1% of the actual numbers. So you got 2 million people that's reported injuries. That's what, like 200 million people that have suffered, about 200 million people. And the ones of you that have not suffered yet, man, the time is ticking, man. You know, because the jabs, the shots, every shot they ever had in history are known to have long-term side effects, which is why they study them for a period of at least 10 years. You know, this thing, they made it in 6 months and told you, hey, take that shit. You know?
Almost like they already had it.
Yeah, it was. They already had it, man. They already had it planned up, man. The mRNA shots, man. You know, and the guy that created the technology for this jab, what's his name? I think his name is Robert Malone. Man, this guy's going all over the country, speaking against it, man, telling you that, man, if you take it, you're gonna die, man. The man that created this technology that they put in the jab, he's telling you not to take it, you know? But then, you know, people call you conspiracy theories, man. You got scientists from these different jab companies coming out, leaving their jobs, risking losing their licenses to warn you people not to take it. Yes, yet these people still decide to take it, man. You know, so that's mass information psychosis, man. You delusional, man. You under a spell, is what it is, man.
Jeremiah 28:8. The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms, of war and of evil and of pestilence.
Yeah, that's the job of a prophet, man. To prophesy wars, evils, and pestilence, man. And that's what Great Millstone has been doing since they came on the scene, man. Starting with the apostles and the elders, man. You know, prophesying of the downfall of America, man. Even before the era of YouTube, they was going into so-called conspiracy theories about the RFID chips, you know, about the lockdowns and martial law that they plan on happen, man. And we've seen that happening right now and falling right before our eyes, man. You know? So that's how you know who the true prophets are, man. The scriptures tell you you're going to return and discern between the righteous and the wicked, man. And between him that serveth the Most High and him that serveth him not, you know? So through the prophecy, through the current events that we see happen, we can tell who are the true prophets, man. You know? It's not them other guys, you know, telling you that, you know, you could build Israelite communities here in America. That the mark is a philosophy. You know, it's Christianity. You know, it's everything besides what it actually is, man. We seen the chip. We seen it making an appearance throughout the four corners of the earth, man. You know,
So
people,
all over the news.
all over the news, man. Yeah, you know, it made it to the mainstream media, man. You know, we seen that happen, but God's still denying the fact that it is what it is, man. You know, you got this guy Tazariak. You know, this man had you know, he had a horrible breakdown about the mark, man. This guy got on camera and said, "Nah, it doesn't say if you don't. It says you don't if you don't receive it in your hand and in your forehead. So that means you gotta receive it both in your hand and your forehead." Then he ran on Reddit. Oh, it does say "or," you know, and he just brushed it off like it's nothing. Like, yo, bro, you ain't just going keep going with the video, like, you know, you ain't say. Now I mean, like, you ain't just contradict yourself, man. We got guys following like, yeah, Shalom, great breakdown, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, these guys are delusional, man.
This is Romans 16 and 17. Now I beseech you, brethren, mark them which cause divisions and offenses contrary to the doctrine which ye have learned, and avoid them.
Yeah, mark the meaning. You watch out for them, man. Stay away from them guys, man. But according to these other camps, they'll tell you that, or mark, that word mark, you know, they'll always take the word mark for this face value. Oh, well, and Ezekiel says mark. Yeah, Ezekiel 9:4 goes into the man that not the mark, you know, which the word mark in there is the Y, which means exemption from judgment. But they'll use that scripture to say, well, see, the Most High got his own mark, so it's spiritual. So the mark of Esau is a spiritual as well as Christianity. You know, it's the way you think and all that bullshit, man. You know, everything besides what it actually is, man. So it's mark them which cause division, man. Because you cause division, you're dividing the flock, man. You know, you got guys coming into the fact that they're knowing that the Israelites, you know, watching different camps and they're watching your camp, and you know they might have been down with, you know, watching GMS videos, but now they're watching your breakdown. They're like, man, yeah, these GMS guys are tripping, you know. So you causing division, man. But the only reason why, you know, you causing them to go astray is because they're not part of the elect, man. You know, so they're not gonna take heed to the true doctrine, man. So ultimately, it's the Most High doing this.
The Greek word there for mark is kopeo, which means, you know, to take heed of, and it has relations to the word skeptic. You know, like you're skeptical of something, let me look into it.
Yeah.
So that's what it's going into when
Yeah.
it says the mark they have. You know?
Yeah, you gotta question what God say, man. You know, even the apostles, man, they've been telling you, man, don't take what we say for some face value. Do the research yourself. You know, these other
Right.
guys, man, guys just following them. Whatever they say, con. You know, conman, man. You know, whatever they say, man, these guys, nah, for real, these guys, whatever they say, man, these
like
guys
that.
going, man. You know, you got the guy ISUBK. Yana can tell him, man, ISUBK drink this bleach, con. You know what I mean? And I'll go ahead and take a shot of bleach, man. You know, following their leaders blindly, man. You know, you're supposed to question the things that your leaders are saying, man. You know, if they say something, then you go and look it up yourself, man. Don't just follow it like, you know, like what do you call it, like sheep, man. Nah, man, you're supposed to look it up yourself, man. You
Yeah.
know?
Be fully persuaded in your own mind.
Yeah, be fully persuaded in your own mind, man.
Uh,
Not
ver-
just because he said it, I'm gonna believe it now. I'm gonna look it up myself, and if it checks out, then what he's saying is true. You know, not he said, oh yeah, that's just what it is. You know, fuck out of here, man.
That's right. Verse 18, Romans 16 and 18 now. For they that are such serve not our Lord Yahweh Shai, but their own belly.
Yeah, they're serving their own belly, man. You know, they in it for the money. You know, they're in it for the fame, the glory, the money, man. You know, that's what these guys are into, man. You know, cults of personality. They follow this kid because they like this guy. They like this leader. Oh, General Yano, what he speaks. This guy speaks powerfully. Bishop Nathaniel, man. This guy, man, he's a great teacher, man. He's a great leader. So I'm gonna follow him. You know, it's not about who you like, man. You know, that's what guys don't understand. Man.
Water.
When you come into the truth, man, you're supposed to, you know, certain things, the water. Certain things, the apostles, the teachers, the elder brothers, you know, are gonna say, man, it's gonna offend you. To be honest, that's how it's gonna be. You first come in, like, damn, that's kind of harsh. But you know what? You swallow your pride and you humble yourself, man. You know, the main thing that these other guys go against us for is the rape thing, man. You know, which we don't make it a doctrine. We don't tell brothers, oh man, go ahead and rape that little girl. Man, we don't do that, man. If anything, we all would have been locked up. You know, but these guys take that and say, oh, you know, these guys are rapists and everybody just believe it, man. You know, but we go into scriptures showing you that what would happen. You know, in the case, you know, if rape happened, this is what the judgment would have to be. We have to pay your shekels of silver to the father, and she would have to be your wife forever, man. But they're making it seem like we're just out there just grabbing little girls up, running in the back of the alley and just raping them, man. You know?
It says, and by good words and fair speeches deceive the heart of the simple.
Yeah, deceive the heart of the simple, man.
Hey, that's that scripture I brought out earlier concerning Esau. I'm gonna read it again just to make a point right there. Proverbs 26 and 23. Burning lips and a wicked heart are like a potsherd covered with silver dross. It's like, how excited would you be if you saw like a gold chain and then you find out it's gold plated? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Well, exactly. That's right. No, yeah, that's what the Lord is saying with that. Like when it's coming from a wicked heart, it has the appearance of something that's gold, something that's shiny. You come to find out it's hollow. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But to add on, what does the scripture say in Jeremiah 6 and 30? It said, reprobate silver shall men call them. So the scriptures like tie in, you know what I'm saying? Because they reprobate silver is pretty much like, it looks like silver, the appearance of silver, you kind of check the shit out. You scope it out, scopeo, you find out it ain't.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep, that's right. That's like compared. It's like unto these guys' doctrines, man. You know, it sounds good, yet the Lord is coming to save Israel. You know, we're here for black, Latinos and Native Americans, our people. You know, it sound good, man. You know, Jake love that, man. Like, yeah, finally, you know, our people have a heritage, you know, something that we could grab on, you know, that's gonna save us here, man, you know, or nothing else ever worked for us, man. This Israelite thing, man, it's gonna bring minorities together, blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. It sound good, you know, but then they don't go into the bitterness, man. That's the thing about these guys, man. They don't tell you how you gonna catch hell for this truth. You know, they ain't gonna tell you about Jacob's trouble. Matter of fact, they call Jacob's trouble gay. They say ain't no Jacob's trouble, man. You know, so they don't teach you about the bitterness, man. You know, when you read the scriptures, the prophets, they said what? That once they ate of the words, it was sweet in their mouth, but it was bitter in their belly, man. You know? So yeah, at first, you found out you were Israelite, you were chosen of the Most High, man. Sound good, man. Like, then you're gonna inherit the kingdom of heaven with the chosen people. You know? But then you find out that you're gonna have to wait. You know, it's gonna have to be tribulations before we get into the kingdom of heaven. That's the bitterness part, man. You know, but these guys are gonna tell you about that, man. And they said what? That we're gonna be joined hand in hands and walk into the kingdom, la-di-da-di-da. That's what he said. That's exactly what he said, man.
Oh, shit.
You remember the pastor that was questioning them?
I didn't remember that.
Yeah, in Jamaica. You know, he was going into Daniel 12, going into at that time that people, there shall be a great tribulation, you know, that never was since man was made on the earth, you know? And the guy was pretty much cutting them, man. He asked him, he said, you know, so are we going to have to go through a time that was going to be worse than slavery? And they said no. He said no, like straight up no. You know, he's going to look into the kingdom, you know, all hell's going to break loose. It's going to be World War III, and it's going to be la-di-da-di-da. We're going to get beamed up in the chariots. You know, that's exactly what he said, man. You know? And then fast forward now to, what is it, last year? He said, man, you know, that's not what I said. I ain't never said it was gonna be no Jacob's trouble. I said we wasn't going. We was in Jacob's trouble at that time, you moron. You know? Hey man, this guy, that's a false prophet, man. That's the reason why the Heavenly Father is judging him now, man. You know? Go ahead. Get that.
This is Isaiah 30, verse 9. It says that this is a rebellious people, lying children that would not hear the law of the Most High.
Yeah, rebellious, man. That's our people, man. You know? Here it is, you telling them that, all right, they're Christians. You telling them that Christmas is not in the Bible. Everything you celebrate is going against the scriptures, man. They don't want to hear it, man. You know? Even though you're bringing out all the facts, man, all the precepts, man. You know, so they're rebellious, man. You know? This is a rebellious people, lying children. Go ahead, bro.
Verse 10, it says, which say to the seers, see not.
Yeah, they say to the seers, see not, because the things that we coming to prophesy of it's not smooth things, man. You know? It's not we don't come out here bringing you down that feel-good doctrine. You know, yeah, you're gonna have the house, you know, you've been praying for, you know, that car, that job. You know, we ain't telling you that, man. We telling, man, you're gonna go through hell. You know? Yeah.
Lose that car, that job.
You know what?
You're gonna lose that
Yeah,
car,
you're
that
gonna
job.
lose that car, that job, man. You're gonna lose your family. You know? Nobody wanna hear that, man. You know, it don't sound good, man. You know?
Let me say one thing. Through the spirit, you know, that word seers, I was kind of meditating on that not too long ago. And we was talking about programming earlier. He saw a program to do what he's doing. You know, hey, we all programmed. The seers is programmed that like they can't help you. They see what's coming before it happens. Like imagine if imagine it's almost a burden to be a seer, because hey, you're the party pooper for the whole world. You know, you got everybody else wants a good word, and now you gotta tell them exactly what you saw, which is condemnation. You know, so that's the lot. It's never gonna be easy for a seer. It's not supposed to. You know, you walking up to all these people and telling them the worst that's about to possibly happen. They into birthdays, celebrations. They just trying to get lit. And we over here just. And your end is gonna be yo. So the lot of a seer is a hard lot to deal with. That's why you see what happened to prophets of old. They was killing prophets. It's no joke, because what's to come ain't always good. It ain't all good. First of all, it's gonna get good. That's why it's the good news. They gotta go through so much trouble before you get to the good side. It's like, why even start with the good? I might as well get the bad out the way, so then y'all can hear about the good.
The Matrix, Morpheus, all I'm offering you is the truth. That's pretty much what Morpheus told Neo when he had a red pill and a blue pill. The red pill is a harsh reality, but it's the truth, and that's all I could offer you, nothing more. That's what we're doing.
It says, which say to the seers, see not, and to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things. Speak unto us smooth things.
Tell us lies.
Deceit.
Tell us lies.
They like to be deceived, man. That's how people. You know, even though in the back of their minds they know it's bullshit, man. They know the past is bullshit, but it just feel good. You know, it feel good to hear, man, to listen to, man. You know, that's what it is, man.
Yo, church is ultimately just a place. It's a place where people go to feel good about God.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like for months or for hours. All right, you go to church. They don't want to go through the scriptures. This is the biggest difference between us and them. It ain't like, well, the Lord just put it. Look how many precepts come out when we hit. When you go to these churches, 2 or 3. If you lucky, 2 or 3 precepts come out. So they really not interested in what's going on in the book. They just want to hear about God, and what God has done for you, and what God do for me, and then they're gonna sing about it for 2 hours and collect the money. But it gotta feel good. But as soon as that word come out, then a little too much. Now, on the contrary, that's why the Lord dealing with men. We want to hear more of the word, like bring it out, and bring it out again. You know what I'm saying?
It's cutting you.
Even if it's cutting you, like bring it out, because let's say he that read it. The words is telling you exactly what the seer sees. This is where all the seers. Imagine the Most High, if he just cared about you singing and dancing, why would all these years ago he have men get the mind understanding of what his will was. Write it down. All that writing down they did, just so you could just go into church for hours and sing and dance, and not even looking at it. He had these men writing down, losing their lives to write this information down, right? In the midst of going out and prophesying, all of this information you missing because you just want to sing and dance. That's how bananas in churches, man. It's the book, and they go with the book. They bring the book every time, but they ain't trying to go with that book.
Got something real quick to back you up. This is Habakkuk 2:2. And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth. So you can either run with it or run from it. And we running with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, accepting the truth. Once again, it's a hard pill to swallow. We get it. And this is a land where, the brother said, you know, the church is bullshit. Everything is bullshit, man.
Right.
Even these people is bullshit. They bullshit themselves every day, man. They look in the mirror. They got these dreams and visions and goals. They gotta tell themselves who they are, but they really don't know. All right? A whole bunch of insecurities, all right? A whole bunch of emotional problems and like traumas and all of this that nobody dealt with. Because it's all messed up here. The scripture tell you, Micah 2:10, this is not your rest. This place is polluted. It'll pollute you. It'll destroy you. Right? So eventually you deal with reality, or you continue, like the red and blue pill analogy, you continue to be lied to. Right? But it's all bullshit out here.
You seen the latest Matrix, bro? We were speaking about it last week. You don't have to watch it. It's garbage. But
It's garbage.
I just want to make
I haven't heard you talk about it.
I'll make a point about
The
it.
trailer look fire, but
Yeah, I mean, it's no.
Then say less.
You know, like most things that they rehash, it doesn't have that same
Yeah,
originality.
exactly.
But the point is, in the previous Matrix, the machine said, "Look, we'll come up with an idea of the prophecy, you know, the red pill, blue pill stuff, right? So we could keep powering the plant, right? Keep these people sedated, give them the false illusion of choice, because you know it's later revealed in the trilogy that the idea of the one was another system of control, right? In a new one, they have a new philosophy that's sort of dope. I mean, if you could look past the bullshit of the trash movie, it's dope in the sense that it's also real. In this one, this new architect, if you will, he says, look, we're going to get rid of the idea of the one in the prophecy and shit. We're just going to tell people what it is. This is Zion. This is what it's like out there. It's a shithole. You can either stay in this matrix and be comfortable. You got your nice family, all right? Because pretty much what happened was people that were leaving, there's less batteries, right? So he said, look, why do all that? Let's just tell them. And they told him the truth. You have the option to leave the matrix and go out to Zion. Well, the new Zion is called Io now, but it's a shithole. You know, but you'll be free from the matrix. And you know what people are doing? They're staying in the matrix. You know what I'm saying? So you don't got to come up with it. Like, given a choice, just like this truth, given a choice, people are going to choose the world, bro. Because it's comfortable, you know?
What did that say about waking somebody up?
Yeah.
Like how it's in the pocket.
Yeah.
Yeah, waking somebody up that's asleep and how they fight for that.
Yeah.
Mine used to bring out a lot.
Yeah. If Esau was to just have this thing be on the media right now, you still have Israelites that's gonna say, I get it, but I'm just gonna live my life. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you know, that's what I believe, like the metaverse is like. You know what I'm saying?
It's an escape from reality.
Because I put on the Oculus not too long ago, right? And I'm playing on the Oculus and everything. You know, that's the virtual reality headset. You know, I'm up on there, man. You know, and I realized, like, after an hour of it, that you could literally stay in here all day, right? You could stay in here all day because it's like a place where you got more possibilities. Put it like this: real life is way more constricted than what's on there. It's like you could just, you know, kind of like live it out and be. So I can see where they selling people the idea of like, hey, look, don't. Fuck real life.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just wake up to eat and sleep. We'll pay you. Even with what's this system
Universal
called?
basic income.
Basic income. You don't have to
work.
The whole idea is you don't have to work no more. Like, why? If you don't want to work, just we'll give you a package deal.
Mm-hmm.
You either just exist and just go on. Obviously, it's gonna come with the mark. Mm-hmm. But you could just go right back to the metaverse and be whoever the hell you want to be.
And we have robots doing all the jobs nowadays. So that's what they pretty much. The Matrix is pretty much what they want to do. That would be a fucking elitist wet dream where we just in pods and they just dictate whatever the hell they want to us. And don't ever for a second think they'll get in those pods. Like if you see a farmer and he's putting the hull on the ears of the cows and shit, you think he's gonna put that all in his own fucking ear? He doesn't do that, man. He puts that for the cattle. So their idea and concept is to have us plugged into this Matrix or this VR system where they're in total control and they're free from whatever the hell. Because guess what? Both worlds are good for them. They could go on the VR system and be great and luxurious, and they could be in the real world living on top. You know what I'm saying? It's all about control, man. At that stage, when you have that much money and wealth, you don't give a fuck about money. It's about power, man. It's like when you got them, them billionaires in Dubai that's flying IG models out just to shit on them. They don't want to fuck them, just have this camel shit on them. Why? Because it's like a sign of power. It's disgusting and weird, but it's a sign of power.
Somebody put in the what's that chat? Some chick was like 24, and she was talking about how she had sex with a German Shepherd, and she put a whole salmon in a 65-year-old man's anus. So you're right with that, but the people in Dubai, they bugged out. The Saudi royal family, they bugged out, man. And yeah, of course they Arab Nazis. And what they do is they have all the money in the world, so now they want power. Unraw, adulterated power.
Yeah, because without that power, bro, those badass bitches wouldn't even look their way a second. So now it's just like, it's an adrenaline junk. Like you look those people up, they own fucking like tigers and lions and shit. It's like all the shit that they couldn't do in their frail ass state. Now that they got this power, they just doing shit like that.
Crazy, man. She was saying how she slept with this, slept with that. She had pissed on. She got pissed on. She got shit on. You see the same thing, right? It's crazy, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. All for money.
Oh, somebody
Paid for it.
somebody
Paid $1 billion for it.
somebody read Habakkuk 2 and 4 real quick. For sure. Habakkuk 2 and 4. You know, and that's the thing about this truth. Like you hear stories like that, you're not surprised. You know what I'm saying? Because the scriptures.
See, people sick and weird, man.
Yeah, well, I mean, the scriptures is almost like a wanted poster, right? In the Old West, you couldn't take a photography of somebody, you know, so they'll like draw it and leave a description of what this villain might have looked like. He had a cane, he had a limp eye, or some type of shit like that. So that's what the Lord did with Esau, because there's no photo. This is the description of the Edomites. This, and it lays it down line for line. It perverts. Well, let's read one of the. Go ahead, brother, read it. Let's read one of the descriptions. Go ahead.
Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 4. It says, "Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by faith."
So one of the characteristics of this wanted man, and the reason I'm saying wanted, because it said that he'll be a vagabond, a wanderer, all right? And he's running away from his crimes, pretty much. The crimes he did to the world. So this, mainly the children of Israel, because fuck the world. You know, the Lord's only really dealing with Israel, right? So all the crimes that he has committed and his nature and characteristics have been left in the scriptures. That's how come we could look at an Edomite, and he could be a chocolate Edomite. Could be an Arab Nazi, like this brother goes into. They're all gonna have that same characteristic, that wicked, devious, nasty spirit, man.
The scripture tell you it's
Strange from the womb.
from the womb,
That's
right?
Psalms 58.
You know what? When you watch, sometimes you watch clips of babies, and it'll be like, or babies or toddlers. It'll be a bunch of Jake Tyler's and then some Edomite Tyler's. You can see the liveliness and the spirit on the Jake. And then it's very, it's like, you saw it completely different, man. Even as a child, I remember growing up in Connecticut, there was a point in time where there was this Edomite that lived, it was next door. But me and him, we used to always get into it. I remember at one point, me and my brother was just standing there, and then another, that was in one area. As I got older and I moved to a different location, it was like the same type of Edomite there. I remember me and my brother throwing rocks at him, like just in the driveway, just trying to hit him. We had bad aim, but we just dumping rock. And I'm thinking like, what would cause me? But really, it was just his adverse spirit, man. Like the energy, even young, he knew something like weird, strange. Summer, like my father would call him Mr. Summertime, because in a time like this, he'd be out in shorts. So that's an Edomite thing, but that's an Edomite thing.
Yeah, because we be in 34th. When we used to teach on 34th, and you hear them clickety-clack to them Edomite women, and they just got another fucking skirt on, a mini skirt on, because they cold.
25-degree weather.
They literally cold, like Rick James, cold-blooded. That's these Edomites, you know what I'm saying? They fucking just cold demons, bro. You know what I'm saying? They don't got that lively spirit. They don't got a hot spirit. They got
the nigga women too. But this shit, man, out here in the cold, but fucking out in the cold.
Proverbs 11.
Mini skirts on, you know what I'm saying? They be out here too. Yep.
Proverbs 11. Though the hand joined in hand, the wicked shall not go unpunished. The so-called black women, you know what I'm saying? They join hand with the so-called white man. That's why they go to the colleges and, you know, they do all that.
I got some. This Job 30:1. But now they that are younger than I have me in derision, whose fathers I would have disdained to set with the dogs of my flock.
God, younger. How they younger? Because really the so-called white man came out of a black man. Esau came out of Isaac. You know what I'm saying? But they have power over us, and it's been that way for a number of years. You know what I'm saying? A number of years and in many different lifetimes. And Job said, I wouldn't even put them next to my dog. You know, why would Job say that? Because so-called white man what's prevalent amongst them is bestiality. Bestiality, having sex with the earth, marrying cars, you know, weird shit. That's what they are. And then what's normal is strange. For example, so if you have 2 wives, that's against the law here in America. 2 wives, you could go to jail, but you could date 2 men. He's a bachelor. He's a new age bachelor. So, hey man, they freaks, man. You know, me and my you know, I never thought this show would, like, there's a show called Sex in the City, right? And I'm like, this is some bullshit. I went out there one time with one of my ladies. I'm like, this is some bullshit. Why are you watching this shit? So anyways, my lady put it on and I'm watching this shit, and there's a lot of truth in there, bro. Like, I'm like, and they show you some shit like how these Edomites get down in Manhattan that have money. I'm talking about we just wanted you for a foursome type shit. And that's, yo man, that's the first 3 episodes. I was like, holy shit. I see why this shit went 6 seasons. There's a lot of truth in that shit, bro. You like, wow, these Edomites are freaks, man. Sarah Jessica Parker.
Sarah Jessica Parker, yeah. She was a leading actress in that shit.
Bro, it's just about them being dots and holes, and it shows you the dark side. Well, we already know this place is dark, but it shows you what really goes down in the Lower East Side. You think these people are wealthy and have some sort of class, but behind doors, or like House of Cards, behind closed doors, it's a whole bunch of sickness and wicked shit. Somebody get that, Psalm 58. The report, you have more on that? Joe?
That was it.
So Psalm 58:3, the wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies.
How can one be wicked from the womb? The spirit. The spirit was a wicked spirit. And, you know, some people can't wrap their minds around that. They think that everybody's innocent. Look, the only innocent life forms are like animals, because they don't have any law to break. You know, they always have an innocent look and shit. You know what I'm saying? They're not breaking any laws. But look, everybody's guilty of sin. All right? So the so-called white man, from the moment he's born, he's meant to perverse the laws of the Most High. That's why he's called an adversary. That's why he calls Satan. They break the laws by nature. The same way you have certain Israelites that just keep the laws by nature, like when Gad, you know how they have the fringes and certain laws, even though they went astray from the heritage.
Migrate during the harvest seasons.
Right, migrating, right, keeping the land Sabbath. You know what I'm saying? You go certain places, the Hebrew, all right, or even in parts of Africa, Jake was still wearing the fringes in Western Africa. You know, certain things in our spirit that we just keep the laws. The so-called white man, he break laws by nature. You know what I'm saying? Every single law, statute, commandments, they adverse to it. They be like, why you gotta discipline kids? You brothers know. If you ever dealt with a white woman, they'll spurt out some shit that's contrary to the scriptures, and they can't but help it. You know what I'm saying? They don't know why. No, man, little Timmy, it's all right if he spits in your face, you know?
Fuck you, Mom.
Yeah, this type of shit with them is just normal for them. Why? Because the Lord said that they're pretty much a physical counterpart of Satan. They're adverse to the Lord.
What's up?
All right, bro.
This is You can't spit in my face, that's it.
That's
Your
right.
kid spit in my face, that's it. And I'm gonna tell you why I whooped his ass, dude.
Even that you can't do anymore. You know, in this society, to discipline your child, you get locked up. You had this one father, his daughters was twerking on Facebook Live, and he started beating the shit out of them, which is a righteous thing. And you know, he got demonized, and I don't know if he got locked up, but you know, they'll see it as crime. When you don't discipline your kids, all right, one, they're only gonna see you as an equal, and that's never gonna turn out good.
Twerking, he started whooping her ass. If she would have the camera rolling, so he can't be whooping her ass, bro.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, he could have turned the camera off, but hey, bro, that was the moment. But twerking on live, but she's doing it for you. You got
that's the difference. Like, I think if you'd have caught them twerking alone, you don't get upset. But twerking on live, you know, twerking on your daughter's twerking on live. Of course, a man is gonna do what a man's gonna do.
Got 800 people viewing.
Yeah, seeing your daughter bust it open and shit, you know. And that's what, look, fathers are supposed to keep men out of jail and their daughters off the pole, man. You know, so
He started beating the shit out of her.
yeah.
And then, well, guess what? He gets locked up.
What was that one dude? There's this one MMA fighter that they asked him, like, what would you do if your son turned out gay? He said, I fail as a father. You know? And why would you
Some white dude.
yeah, well, that was saying shit like that, you know, you're Jake. You know what I'm saying? But the reason, you know, a man will feel he failed as a father if his son turned out gay is because you want your son to be a spitted image of you. So you like, man, I failed to make a copy of myself, you know? Who's reading? Go ahead.
This is Ecclesiastes 7 and 13. Consider the work of the Most High, for who can make that straight which is he have made crooked?
Right, so we don't really, how we say it, like the best way I could word it is we get mad, but we understand. You know what I'm saying? We understand the so-called white man is going to do what he's going to do. And truly, if the so-called white man, let's say the so-called white man was to pick up the scriptures, start teaching, that would be wicked because the scripture says, obedience is better than sacrifice. You know what I'm saying? The best thing for the so-called white man to do is just keep doing what he's doing because that's what he's created for. You know? He's not meant to do righteous. But you people out there, GLCC and other guys that's trying to save these Edomites, y'all don't realize that's pissing off the Most High. You know, that's like you taking a fucking that's like you picking up a screw, all right, and try to bang it in the wall with a wrench. It's like, no, this tool is not meant for that. You know what I'm saying? This tool is meant for this tool is meant for that. You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty much the so-called white man is meant to be this virus and plague on the planet Earth that he may be destroyed. Continue.
Yep, I got the definition for the word crooked. The word there is I-waf, and it says to bow self crooked, falsified, deal perversely, pervert. It said turn upside down.
I mean, who else fits that? Saying who else has turned the world upside down but the so-called white man? No one has the power to do what the so-called white man has done, man. All right. Yes, I'm not.
Yeah, because you mentioned about us being angry, but we have understanding. This is Ephesians 4, verse 26. Be ye angry and sin not.
And somebody get Proverbs 16 and 4. Read that again.
Ephesians 4 and 26. Be ye angry and sin not.
We get pissed off, but we're not gonna bear arms and kick down the White House and do that shit that they did in the Capitol building, that PSYOP. We're not gonna do anything like that. You know what I'm saying? And if you have Israelites doing such ways, then they either orchestrated or just got Satan on them. Because what did the Lord say in Romans the 13th chapter? You fight against the white man, you're pretty much fighting against the Most High because the Most High set up the so-called white man to do this bullshit. All right, now we're gonna sigh and cry about it, but in terms of lifting up a sword, that would be stupid because that's his man's blessing. You know?
Hey, you know what? And Jake want either two extremes. They either want you to go up and take arms and fight against Esau, or completely leave him alone and don't, act like he's a peaceable man and don't, so when you come with some type of understand that how Esau get down, he try to explain it to Jake. Jake would rather you, well, what you gonna do about it? Well, hold on, just knowing his mind frame is enough. It's written in Sun Tzu, Art of War, know thine enemy. You're supposed to know. If you don't even acknowledge that Esau ruling over you, to try to figure out like what his plans are and his devices are and his schemes are. You don't know his end game. If you don't know how he's tanking and where's these strategies coming from, then you really don't know your enemy at all. You don't. You shouldn't even, right?
Yeah, and the key is we're not trying to deliver ourselves. That's Yahweh Shai's role, because that's pretty much what Jake is saying. Like, yo, all right, now let's do this. We gotta organize, and you always hear that same bullshit and come together as a community. But that's not scriptural, all right? The scriptural is Yahweh Shai is gonna get the glory, all right? Yeah. That's our hope. When you get this knowledge, we put our hope in Yahweh Shai that when he comes back, he's gonna do the wreck, and then Lord willing, get the spiritual powers. Then we have 3 minutes of playtime. Go ahead, bro.
It says, let not the sun go down upon your wrath.
All right, so let not the sun go down upon your wrath. If something ever pisses you off and you hold that shit in your mind, you know what I'm saying? You're not supposed to do shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm mad and bringing up shit 3 months ago, and nah, man. If something is bothering you, you address the situation right then and there.
With that person alone.
Huh?
And with that person alone.
Yeah,
Israel got that issue, man. A lot of issues stem from just that. If everybody was solid when it came to that, you wouldn't have so many issues in Israel. Because what happens even with families, it gets all messy. Because something will happen between me and you, the family member go right to this person, right? Or instead of skipping the steps that the Lord said to do, you go to that person alone. They'll just skip that step and go to the last step. Be like, I brought everybody here together. It's me and this guy. Got a lot, and now we're gonna address it here in front of everybody. You don't do that. That's that Alonzo spirit, you know what I'm saying? You don't do that. You just go to that man. Like, you go to that man, deal with it, because if first of all, you do extend your hand to that man to try to smash it. If he any bit of a sincere person, he gonna want to smash it too. You gonna deal with it. Y'all compromise too. Adults speaking, y'all compromise. Y'all work it out. A lot of they just not good at problem solving at all. So yeah, and they get to that person next thing you know, and it gets bigger than.
And a lot of it is assumption, you know what I'm saying? Because you never address the issue, your mind is just leaving everything up to assumption, and you're just feeding that seed that you planted in your mind.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of times you might talk to an individual, brothers or somebody in the world you're dealing with, and they like, oh shit, I didn't even know, bro, my bad, And a lot of times, it can happen like that.
With me, I took Elder Menachizak advice. Elder Menachizak was the one that first, y'all know who Elder Menachizak is?
Yeah.
He was the one that first kind of brought that out. Like, yo, if you have an issue with a brother and you think it's there, a lot of times Satan playing with your mind. Let's be honest, Satan could do that.
Facts.
So, you bring it to, you address it, you bring it to a brother, hey, look, I don't know if I ever did something to you. From me to you, I apologize. If I ever did it, I feel as if maybe there's a little tension, whatever I may have done. Brother will look at you like, possibly you get, like, that's what happened with me. I was like, nah, brother, it's not. So it was all in my head. Do that make me crazy? Or this me, Satan tried and he failed. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Just like if Satan throw a negative or a fucked up thought in your mind, you rebuke it. He tried, you failed. That don't mean something. You bugged out. Damn, I'm bugged out, man. I thought something crazy. Yeah. Satan fuck with you. You gotta rebuke that shit.
I'll say that's like one of the number one things that Satan, the angle that gets pulled in his truth. Is Satan putting a plant in your mind about another brother? You know what I'm saying? Like previously, we had the brother that he got suspended or whatever, teaching now.
Yeah.
But he had something fresh in his mind for months.
Yeah.
So when he lashed out, it was like, bro, where the fuck is this coming from? And in his mind, he was like, no, this has been this way for months. He was like, what? You know what I'm saying? So hey, don't let the sun go down upon your wrath. You're dealing with men, not women. So men are more logical. You can talk to men, straightforward, man. Who was reading?
Yeah, I mean, that's, so you want Proverbs?
Proverbs 16 and 4, Baba Kasha.
This is Proverbs chapter 16, verse 4. It says, the Lord had made
Salak, if somebody get Romans, a lump unto honor and a lump unto dishonor, Baba Kasha. Good.
This is Proverbs chapter 16, verse 4.
Mm-hmm.
The Lord had made all things for himself.
Mm-hmm.
Yea, even the wicked for the day of evil.
Yeah, so you could read Ecclesiastes 3:1 and then read that, Partham. Ecclesiastes 3:1 and then go back to Proverbs 16. You got it? All right, so read 3:1 and then this brother could read Proverbs 16.
Ecclesiastes 3:1. To everything there's a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven.
Right, there's a time for everything. There's a purpose for everything. So-called white man does have a purpose in the planet Earth. You know what I'm saying? That's to be the devil. That's to be wicked. We get pissed off about it, but again, the point is we understand. So wisdom is the what, understanding is the why. So we know why he's operating the way he's operating. That's because the Heavenly Father commanded him to do so. Now read Proverbs 16. But yeah.
Proverbs chapter 16, verse 4.
Mm-hmm.
It says, the Lord had made all things for himself.
The so-called white man, the wicked of the earth, the Lord deals with darkness and light. And that's a stumbling block again. Oh, you have it? Read it.
Isaiah 45:7. I form the light and create darkness.
Mm-hmm.
I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, do all these things.
That's balance. That's what wisdom is. Wisdom is balance. There's yin and yang, all right? Pretty much, that's what the Heavenly Father deals with. And that's a stumbling block for a lot of people in the world, the churches. They can't get the grasp that Satan is in order with the Most High. You know what I'm saying? There has to be some sort of chaos. But if you look at that concept, it sounds extremely wicked. Like, million angels saying the Lord is going off, the Most High is going off, let's do our own thing. It sounds wicked as fuck, but that's what they're teaching, There's complete order with the Most High, and a part of that order is the left hand. Who's on the left hand? The so-called white man and the bullshit that he's doing. You got something else up?
Yep, this
Go
is
ahead.
Rock 42 and 24. all things are double one against another.
Yes.
He have made nothing imperfect.
Yeah, all right. Is that the one that goes on to say like odds, that everything is at odds pretty much?
Oh yeah, I think so. Let me
Yeah.
hold on.
Like the Most High set one against the next?
Yep, I think so. Yep.
Go ahead.
Sirach 42, and I'm gonna read 24 again. All things are double one against another, and he have made nothing imperfect. One thing established of the good or another, and who shall be filled with beholding his glory?
Yeah.
That's it?
No, I think there's another one that says like pretty much all things are set at each other, good against evil.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Something to that effect.
3, right?
Yeah. I don't know how quick you could get it, but pretty much that the Lord pretty much put things at odds. You read Exodus 15:3, the Most High is a man of war. You know what I'm saying? But odds creates duality. You have to have hot and cold. Go ahead.
So Sirach 33 and 13, as the clay is in the potter's hand to fashion it at his pleasure, so man is in the hand of him that made him to render to them as liketh him best.
Right. So the Most High is the potter and we're the clay. But as the scripture says, and I believe in Jeremiah, the clay is telling the potter, you don't got no understanding. You don't know what you're doing. That's what the so-called white man has done. You know what I'm saying? He'll say, God, what does God know about animals? Let's breed these two and mix these two animals and shit. Come to find out, when you do that, they're not fertile. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Tiger mixed with a lion.
Yeah, a liger, and these again, these. Well, a liger is a male lion, which is just a lion, and then you have a tigon, which is a male tiger, mixed with a female lion, which again is just a tiger. You know what I'm saying? Because you are what the male is. But the so-called white man coming up with this mixture bullshit when the scriptures tell you expressly don't mix seeds. Again, that's him being that adverse nature. We understand it. Go ahead, bro.
Nope. This is Sirach 33 and 14. It says, good is set against evil and life against death. So is the godly against the sinner and the sinner against the godly.
Yeah, you have heroes and you got villains, right? Jacob is a hero. And what's good story? Is there a story without a villain? That's what the so-called white man is. He's the villain to the story that we in, the scripture, the script of the story. He plays the role of the villain. You know what I'm saying? Right now he's casting himself as a good guy. You know, but at the end credits you see who plays who. You're gonna come to find out the devil is played by Esau. Go ahead, bro.
And it says, so look upon the works of the Most High, and there are two and two, one against another.
Yeah, there's always predator and prey. There's always some sort of counterbalance with the Heavenly Father. There's
Positive and negative.
positive and a negative, you know? There's always land and sea. There's some sort of war constantly going on, if you will, with the Most High. You know what I'm saying? The spirit and the flesh. All right, so the idea that the so-called white man is doing what he's doing in the planet Earth, all right, is to be the opposite of the righteous. Okay? Because think about it, even in our kingdom, you're gonna still have these nations committing their wickedness, because there has to be that. There has to be a righteous and there has to be a wicked. We can't be righteous and the heathens be righteous as well. No, there has to be the righteous and the wicked, the balance. You know.
This is Romans 9 and 21. It says
And then somebody get Jeremiah, the one I quoted.
It says, had not the potter power over the clay of the same lump to make one vessel unto honor and another unto dishonor?
Yes. Yeah, so pretty much, can we get mad at the Most High for creating a so-called white man? The Most High he's a potter. All right? We're just the clay. You know? We're pissed off that he made that clay, but we can't be pissed off the Most High for doing what he does. You know? Go ahead.
That's where the balance comes from.
You got it, yeah.
We can't even, once again, you know, shit, I'm glad there's an Esau.
Has to be.
I'm glad there's an Esau.
Has to be.
A lot of these niggas is getting toe up right now. A lot of the words that's coming to pass, the prophecies we've been saying is coming to pass because there is an Edomite. If there was no Edomite, like Vocab said, there's all dead and gone, then we'd just be sitting here waiting for the Lord to make Edomite so that we can get up out of here. Esau is the end of the world, Jacob is the beginning. So
Yeah, you need him.
Edomite so that we can get, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that's, I mean, you could get angry, but as time goes on, you start being like, look, you appreciate the Most High for what he did.
Yeah.
He skipped you over us and put the curses on these people to make them the ones that's going to have to deal with genocide, and he gonna blot him out. Hey, so at the end, see, the end thereof is better than the beginning thereof. So we can't even like. That's why the scriptures once again say. I'm gonna let you get back. They say the things that we're going through, the groanings or whatever, not to be compared.
Yeah. To the kingdom, yeah, pretty much.
Because we could talk about how bad we got it, how hard our day was, the month was. It's still we can't even compare it though.
Yeah.
To what we gonna get. We can't even compare. It don't come up in the same form of conversation. It's like Jordan is like explaining, trying to compare Jordan to Steve Kerr. You got somebody actually going into all Kerr facts, right? No, but he hit the 3-pointer and this. He's never gonna be compared to Jordan. So that's what all of our troubles combined. We can sit here for hours, months, and just talk about all the hell we dealing with.
Yeah.
It's still not gonna be comparable to everything we're gonna have.
And at the end of the day, what we're going through is all temporary. Like, and I talk to brothers, I'll be like, look, at the end of the day, brother, all this shit we're going through is temporary. The kingdom is everlasting. This is temporary. Let him finish first, bro. Yeah. Go ahead, brother.
Back in Romans 9, verse 22, it says, what if the power willing to show his wrath and to make his power known, endure with much long suffering the vessels of wrath fit to destruction?
Yeah, so the Most High created the so-called white man as a perfect instrument to be destroyed. You know what I'm saying? And also do a lot of destruction. You know what I'm saying? Because like we just said, they're necessary. The so-called white man wasn't around. You know, who's gonna build the nuclear missiles? Jake ain't gonna do that. You know, I was thinking about this too when I was driving. I'm like, if you leave Gad here, they wouldn't have built this shit. They wouldn't be building no giant buildings and none of that shit. Esau had to come on the scene and build these skyscrapers in defiance of the Most High and create all these wars. And yeah, he that's his spirit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So he acts as a vessel to further prophecy.
He
Go ahead,
also
bro.
created these precedents, you know what I'm saying? Because they got the CDC, the Center for Disease Control. They're not trying to stamp out the disease. They're trying to control it and contain it. And that's why you got them scientists that extracting bones from men that died from the bubonic plague and take it and put it to the CDC for further testing. Why? Because what they doing is they enhance it, and they're not trying to do away with diseases. They enhance it so they can replicate it and they can unleash it upon the people again, man.
Yeah. If you
In due time.
God, if God was left here alone, America would look just like Central America, like the Amazon and shit. And then if that's the case, what is there to destroy? It's just forest. You know what I'm saying? So this man has to come here, do what he had to do, and build this shit up. It's cesspool up for it to be destroyed.
It says, verse 23, and he says, and that he might make known his riches of his glory on the vessels of mercy which he had afar prepared unto glory.
Yeah, so that vessel unto mercy is the elect, the remnant. You know what I'm saying? Ultimately, all Israel shall be saved, but this go around is really just for the elect. Mercy, being forgiven of sins, the pardoning, all that stuff right now is just for the elect of the nation of Israel. Because a nigga like P. Diddy and these guys, they just have to die, man. They'll get it on the other side. You up, brother? Yeah. The Isaiah? Oh, was it Jeremiah?
Isaiah 29.
We're with the potter?
Yeah. This is Isaiah 29, 16. It says, surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay.
Potter's clay is not esteemed. You know what I'm saying? The shit that the so-called white man's done is not esteemed, brother. You know what I'm saying? It's like sarcasm right there. And not only that, the potter's clay is broken. Potter's clay is easily broken. So this upside down clown world that the so-called white man created, where left is down, up is right, just complete confusion, again by design, all right, will be broken. You know? It's only in this society where you have something like the Bachelorette. One woman picking up between 25 different men.
Hey, you know what? And where they get that from? The ancient world. But the other way around, which is the Bachelor.
Yeah.
Because that's in the scriptures in Esther. You had the king name was
King Xerxes? Artaxerxes?
Xerxes.
Yeah, it's
Right.
Xerxes, but it's like Asaurus or something like that. And
Ahasuerus, and he got rid of Vashti, the queen, because she did some bullshit, and the rest of the people saw it, so he had to put her to the side, and then he rounded up all of beautiful women from here to whatever, and had them on some bachelorette type. I mean, the
Bachelor
type
shit,
joint.
yeah.
That's where Esther was chosen out of all of these, you know. You know, and then that story goes on where the hell that was being put upon Israelites. Once again, showing you who the nations are. They don't change. They hate us because they ain't us, right? So they put on Israel. Esther, being the king's wife at the time, was able to calm that down, and then took out the perpetrators, the people who was pushing for our death.
Esau.
Right, and it was an Edomite, right?
Yeah,
I think his
Haman.
name was Haman.
So-called Jew.
Yeah, what is it?
Haman.
Haman, right? Haman.
So-called
the
Jew.
Yeah.
From Macedonia, where Amalek dwelled.
Right. Y'all got it back.
Brother, you was reading Isaiah? Yes, I got you. Shalom, Aleichem. Oh, so
Back in
you
Isaiah
become more
29 and 16, it says, surely your turning of things upside down should be esteemed as the potter's clay. For shall the work say of him that made it, he made me not?
That's what the so-called white man has said. There is no God. There's a God, guess what? He looks like me. You know?
It says, or shall the thing framed say of him that framed it, he have no understanding?
Yeah, we were speaking about that. You know, the so-called white man does things like splice animals, splice fruits. You have cotton candy grapes. You have genetically modified seedless. You name it. He's tampering with everything the Most High has made. Why is he doing that? Because he's saying, look, the way that the Most High has made it, things, it's not sufficient. It doesn't work. Even over there, just recently in Dubai, they're making it rain, bro. They putting like
Artificial clouds or whatever.
no. They have these drones that do electromagnetic pulses in the clouds to make it rain. So you know, you're supposed to pray and be blessed when you get a rain season. Now the so-called white man's like, what's the point of the Most High? We can make rain. We can make it rain ourselves. We can do this ourselves. And the people have become lifted up with great pride, not forgetting that they're nothing more than earth and ash, man. So the Most High is going to revert them back to earth and ash, the missiles. You know?
That was it.
That was it.
It's Jeremiah 49:16. Thou terribleness hath deceived thee, and the pride of thine heart. O thou that dwellest in the cleft of the rock.
You can quote it and read it again, brother. Show,
Right,
brother.
Jeremiah 49:16.
49:16. Okay.
It says, let me jump up a little bit. Jeremiah 49:15. For lo, I will make thee small among the heathen and despised among men. Thy terribleness hath deceived thee, and the pride of thine heart, O thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock.
And the so-called white man, not now, but will become small among the heathens in the kingdom of heaven. You know, right now he's pretty much esteemed amongst these other nations. But in the kingdom of heaven, they're gonna be the most based. You know, and it says those that dwell in the clefts of the rocks. Now, what dwells in the high clefts of the rocks? An eagle. You know, and that's pretty much the characteristic the so-called white man has took upon himself and made that his spirit animal, if you will. All right, a proud bird that flies above the rest of the prey. All right, sees everything from a bird's eye view. That's the nature that the so-called and is unclean. That's the nature of the so-called white man. You know, a proud as eagle. Continue.
It says that holdest the height of the hill.
That holdeth the height of the hill. The so-called white man's government is above all governments right now. All right, because who really is running the world? The so-called Jew. All right. Because you have something called a crypto Jew, such as the Saudi royal family. The brother, I forgot what, I believe he's from Holland, James Holland. He went into the Saudi royal family, come to find out they're nothing but so-called Jews. The same way they adopted names and took on nationalities, like they did with ours. Guess what? They did that with the Saudi family. You also had the Li family, all right? The Li family is a very prominent family in China. And when you go into the history, you find out that they're also so-called Jews. Judah might come back, so I mean, if you want to roll with him, yeah, sure, yeah. Yeah, so these particular prominent families that you see throughout the world, guess what? You kind of find out they're all so-called Jews, man. You know?
Yeah, because the so-called Jew don't always dress like how
Joel 9:24.
over there in land of Israel. They don't always dress like that, like how they do on Eastern Parkway in Brooklyn. These dudes dressed down, regular, casual, right? They come in all shades, man. But when it comes to that Zionism, they all for it.
Yeah.
The Hollywood Jews, they don't look like the so-called Jews, the media Jews. They don't look like this. The so-called Jews out of Atlanta.
The Hasidics? Or
Yeah, the Hasidics and the Orthodox.
Yeah.
They don't look like them. They don't act like them. They hate like them.
Yeah. And real quick, Zionism and Nazism is two sides of the same quarter. Because if you break it down, Nazism wanted Jews in Eastern Europe to go back to go out of Europe and into Israel, all right? And what the Zionism want? Jews to leave Europe and go into it. There's two sides of the same quarter, man. You know what I'm saying? But both of them goes against prophecies. And you have some of these Hasidic Jews that the brother was talking about that are against the Zionist Jews, because they even know in the scriptures that the Lord should bring them back to that land. So they're making that argument against the Zionist Jews. You know? Which the Lord is going to take us back into that homeland. We can't take a plane ticket, none of that shit. Certain brothers don't even have passports, man. So how the hell? Go ahead, bro.
Job 9:24, right?
Yeah.
This is Job 9:24. It says the earth is given into the hand. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
Right, hand represents power. You know, that's how come the number 5 represents power, 5 fingers. Hands represents power. The power of the planet Earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Now, the key word there you got to take away is given. You know, he didn't do anything to make himself in this position. The Most High gave him this position. All right, this world, this earth, all right, this present rulership. And it's given into the hand of the wicked. Because you have the sons of God, which are the Israelites. You have the sons of men, the other nation, and you have the sons of the wicked, which is the so-called white man. That's who the Lord is giving this filthy shit to right now, man. This filthy rulership. All right? When I say filthy, I'm talking about the rulership, really, because the earth, you know, it's a beautiful thing the Most High created, but this rulership is very filthy. You know? That's how come the Lord said, look, man, if this was my world, if this was my rulership, my angels would fight. But the Lord plans to create a new heaven and a new earth. No vocab. He's not going to blow up the earth and make a new earth. All right? That's why you got to go into the meaning of words and the root of these words. All right? New world. All right? 2nd Ezra 6-9. Baba Grisha. The new world, new earth, and heaven that's being created is a new rulership, a new haven. All right? For the Lord's chosen people, man.
The earth is going to get renewed.
Renewed. Right. Refreshed. Kainos, all right, it's gonna be refreshed, man, because the missiles are gonna act as like a bitter herb, get all the bad shit out of it. You know what I'm saying? Melt the elements. You know?
Including them people, man.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And then once you jail and chain up the Rothschilds and all them Saudi families and all them Amalekites that's ruling right now, man, the earth, like the scriptures tell you, he's gonna wear many crowns. I wish I just He's gonna be the dominant one on the earth, man. And then the whole vibration of the people gonna change. Because as the king saw the people. So Yahushua, once he becomes, the moment he becomes king, the vibration on this world is gonna change, man. It's gonna be a place where you wanna be now, instead of not want to be. That's the Yahushua. They ain't even wanna be here no more. Any righteous man don't wanna be here no more.
Hell yeah,
right?
bro.
The just lot vexed with the filthy conversation of the wicked. You don't really want to be here, man. You just deal with it, right? But that's different than actually thriving and enjoying it, and like that's how life is supposed to be. It's supposed to feel like that. That's why people go so hard trying to force this life and smile for the camera and do all of it. You can't force real happiness.
Yeah, it's true.
You know, you can't pay for real happiness. So you gotta actually fake it. And then you get so caught out there with faking it, they don't even know who they are anymore. Yeah. Well, that's why the scriptures kind of really right back in to reality. Now you just gotta sit, and that's why long suffering is part of the fruits of the spirit, because you gotta do a lot of just suffering and dealing with it. Until the Lord get back, we just gotta suffer it through. We can't speed this up no way, shape, or form. It's the Most High that gotta, you know, all we do is send up the prayers, we fast, we ask the Lord to hasten this for us, right? Speed it up. But in all short, we just gotta deal with it, man. You know. But we see it coming down the pipe. You know, and brothers encouraging each other, uplifting each other. That's what's supposed to happen these end times, man. But we're not gonna fall for the okie doke. We know exactly what the Lord about to bring. We're not gonna settle for lower will and nothing short of that.
Oh yeah.
I
This is Proverbs 10, verse 24. It says, the fear of the wicked, it shall come upon him, but the desire of the righteous shall be granted. Yeah, so when it says the fear of the wicked, it shall come upon him, because these elites they're familiar with a lot of the prophecies in the scriptures, man. And one of their fear is actually not being able to win this war that they're going to fight against Yahweh Shai, okay? One of their fear is going into slavery, man. Okay, one of their fear is knowing that, damn, the people, so-called black, Hispanics, and Native Americans who we've had in captivity are going to rule over us. Okay, that don't cross their mind, and they lose their damn mind. That's why they do the things they do to try to keep Israel down, man. But it says, but according to the scriptures, it says it shall come upon them, man. And then it says, but the desire of the righteous shall be granted. And what is the desire of the righteous, of the 144? For Yahweh shall to come back and fucking purge this place, man. Okay, come back and deliver his elect.
Sentence the evil to judgment.
That's right. Yes, you know, and that's why through the scriptures it says the righteous are constantly sighing and crying unto Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Okay, but it shall be granted upon them, man.
That's something real quick that the brother just brought out. I'm turning over in a second. Psalms 49:11. Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever. And the brother says, you know, Esau's fear is that, you know, Jake gonna come up in the power. And that's really it, man. Esau's fear is Jake. When you look at all the nations on this earth, we got it's Jake and it's Esau. It's always that conflict that stands out. Here in America, that conflict stands out. So over there in UK, that conflict stands out the most. It's Jake and it's Esau. Because if you take away Esau out of the picture, these other nations don't really, you know, we don't even think about these other nations like that.
Yeah.
You know, Moab don't really pop up in our conversation or our mind like that. You're not even thinking about Ishmael on a regular basis. It's what Esau is doing that Jake is constantly fixated on. But that's for a reason. That's because the Most High set us up to be their downfall, man.
Yeah.
And they know it. That's why they fixed on us. Every news, all the news is plastered. They could just make American news about what's going on there in Russia, but yeah, instead they're going to talk about the 16 kids from what project building, it's just operations. They got locked up because Jake gotta be the scapegoat. All right, this is it goes on to say their houses shall continue forever. So Esau desires, and he's programmed to think. Just be honest. He's programmed to think that he ain't going there.
Yes, man.
Whatever, we could come with all the facts. Well, Esau, what about Rome? Rome fell, he was conquered. What about Greeks? The Greeks, where are they? And look at them now. He's still going he can't see a life where he don't exist. That's how much of a pride. That's why I said your pride has deceived you. Your pride gotta be that thick and that heavy to actually deceive you from even seeing that you're just a creation. You didn't form yourself, man. You created all of these thoughts that Big Bang happened. You walking blind, man. Alright? You just as blind as a lot of your followers. Blind leading to the blind. So here it is. Esau's not gonna wake up, snap out of it, and he's just gonna have to get dealt with. And when the Lord has his foot on his neck, then he'll finally be able to see. I wasn't in power. We couldn't take him down.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, do your thing, bro.
Proverbs 6, verse 12.
Yeah, do your thing, bro.
It says a naughty person, a wicked man, walking with a froward
Yeah,
mouth.
do your thing, bro.
Right, and I mean it for that word froward.
The same brother you took last week.
It says habitually disposed to disobedience and opposition. All right, and that's speaking about these Edomites, man. You know,
cool,
he can't help himself, man. Everything he does, he creates an uproar, man. All right, against the scriptures. You know, it says he winketh his eyes, he speaketh with his feet, he teaches with his fingers. Frowardness in his heart, he devises mischief devises mischief continually. He soweth discord.
And that's the MO of the so-called white man, all right? He continually sowing discord, man. All right, he does a wicked wickedness, the majority of the wickedness, and as the brother said, man, hey, he use Jake as a scapegoat. All right, even in your own household, man, he divide the woman against you, he divide the kids against you. All right, everything can't just be smooth, man. Anything, everywhere he goes, man, he creates, you know, havoc and chaos. Yeah.
Trail of blood.
All right. Verse 15, it says, therefore shall his calamity come suddenly, suddenly shall he be broken without remedy. And that's the future for you Edomites, man. All right? Great calamities coming towards you guys, man. All right? You're going to be broken, man. All right? You know? You're the ones that's going to be going into slavery, man. You're going to be going into change, man. All right? For violating, all right, the Most High and His Son and His people, man. All right? That's it right there.
I got something for you. This is Obadiah 1:1. The vision of Obadiah. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh concerning Edom. We have heard a rumor from the Lord, and an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen, thou art greatly despised. The pride. Oh, you've read this. Yeah, you read this.
No, that was it repeats it because that was.
Oh, you read it in Jeremiah.
Jeremiah.
Yeah. Okay. It says, "Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen, thou art greatly despised."
I show you that's just divinely inspired that men at different times was able to write, pretty much the same thing.
The Lord is trying to hammer it home.
Hammer it home.
Yeah.
Which is why them churches is crazy for not being able to bring out the scriptures. And repetition, man. I remember coming into this truth, man. Certain elders, they say things over, and then you get to the point you like. I sat there, I'm thinking like, man, they gonna say this again? And again, I remember having that thought, like young in this thing, but it's still a babe, but the elder kind of repeat itself and then repeat itself. If you know, you know, right? I'd be like, oh man, you gonna repeat itself again, right? Again. And then next week it'd be the same, and then be like, all right, brothers, brothers gotta start, this and that, it'd be the same. But yo, after a certain amount of time, I looked forward to that, man. I was like, all right. Because it started actually clicking on another level. That repetition ain't no joke.
Yeah.
They say it's repetition, the mother of all learning, or the father of all learning.
Yeah.
Right? What is it? Father of scales. So, yo, you gotta hear it again and again and again. That's why the church is crazy. Y'all not hearing none of it. All of it sound foreign to you. When the last church time you heard, well, for the first time you heard Obadiah in the church. I didn't even know it was Obadiah. Obadiah? Right, yo, you can tell an experienced churchgoer turned up the book of Obadiah. And they'll be turning for hours. Yeah, and when you know the church don't really get down when they gotta go to the title search, like of all of the title where is Obadiah? Is it in the old, the new? Well, you're supposed to know your scriptures like that. I remember feeling good the first time I didn't have to use a title. I was just like, we said, hey, it was like the apostle would call for something, and brothers kind of like speed up first to get it, Well, you didn't get that type of learning in the church, man. This is why we out here in the cold, because we getting more out here in the cold than we would be sitting up in that little warm church, man.
True.
Go ahead.
Says, the pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock.
So he's like this, man. He's walking in his pride, bro. A blindfold on, just gone. He's walking with the VR headset on.
Right,
he can't
right.
see shit. But he think he can see it.
Right.
Right? Well, that's Esau, man. The pride has deceived you. All right? You can step back from Esau. He gonna take himself down. You don't gotta be all up on him or fight this devil. He gonna take himself. The scriptures say he has dug a pit and he shall fall into his own pit.
Oh yeah.
He gonna take himself down. Look at these nukes, man. These shits is crazy. We ain't even seen them yet. Like in
Man, you seen them in
on our
action.
eyes, huh?
Yeah, like hell yeah, you're
Yo, we
right.
ain't even seen them live. Them shits is probably the size of this tower, man.
That's true. That actually, yeah, brother.
Them shits just blast off.
You don't
Right?
even see it when it come out.
Yeah.
That's how fast. That's how fast it comes.
Listen, man. Esau is going to take himself down, man. Now the Lord is going to be the icing on the cake for the rest of the nations and Esau. He's just going to send out all these chariots zipping. Yo, man, through the spirit, man, I was also meditating on how that going to sound. The sound ain't even going. It's going to be something you ain't never heard,
Brother,
like, for a chariot to come hovering right past. You know, we ain't even ready for that type of sound. We thinking how if people acting brave and all this false bravado going on out here, y'all not ready for the day of the Lord, really. You know, and even that, just the noise alone is going to be too much for y'all. Yeah, boom, shit crashing, boom, destruction sounds, people wilding out. You know, just think about the chariots, man, and then that Trump, you're not ready for that, man.
facts.
Go on, his pride deceived him.
Says the pride of thine heart has deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the cleft of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground?
Who shall bring me down? My habitation is high. I'm up here already.
You
There's
can't fuck with
no
me.
one else up here. I'm at the top of the mountain. That's how, right?
Yeah,
That's how
yeah, yeah. You
proud
can't fuck
gotta-
with me. Yeah. That's what he said.
No,
That's what he
I
said.
mean,
That's what he's
think
saying.
When somebody got the title belt, they talking all type of shit.
Right.
You expect them to. So he's gonna talk his shit. You know, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black, telling us what this, that, right? Esau gonna continue to do his own, talk his shit, right? Talk gangster, say things, you know, make mandates, force this agendas, and no, we not accepting immunity no more, no religious, nothing, right? Throwing everything out. Because that's how Esau gets down. He changes things as every chance he gets, he switches it up to keep himself in power, and he's gonna fall into his own pit. And it's gonna be a beautiful thing, man. We're not gonna have to lift a finger against Esau. The Most High gonna send his son to do it all for us, and then we're gonna get busy through the Spirit.
This is Amos 5, verse 18. It says, woe unto you that desire the day of the Most High. To what end is it for you?
Right.
The day of the Most High is darkness and not light. So, you know, these churches teach this misconception of our Lord and Savior Yahushua is coming back on the day of unicorn, throwing out daisy flowers and giving out cupcakes. And that is far from the truth, man. The scriptures tell you the Lord is a man of war. Now, a person that is about war, hey man, their mentality is to kill, rule, and take over and conquer, man. And that's what Yahweh is going to do with the help of his father Yahweh, man. So it says, woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord. Woe meaning destruction unto you, because people really think the rapture is going to be something peaceful, man. But when you read the scriptures, hey, and I say this, man, the Lord is coming back to be a mass murderer, or you can even call him a serial killer, man. The scriptures tell you 2/3 of our people are going to be cut off. And on top of 2/3 of our people being slaughtered, we got heathens that are going to die, man. The Lord's coming back to kill, man, like one of the elder Yahweh like to say, the triple D's, man, death, destruction, and deliverance, man. Okay? And then it goes into, and it says the day of the Lord is darkness and not light, man. It's just like, you know, anybody that's into anime and you watching, you know, DC, when Apocalypse come back, ain't no light out. It's complete darkness. He comes in that big ship, and then he got the other little ships coming out, and his peoples is just wreaking havoc, man. Okay? That is something similar of what Yahushua is going to do, but on a more horrific level, man.
Oh yeah.
It says, as if a man did flee from a lion and a bear met him, or went into the house and leaned his hand on the wall and a serpent did bit him. So they're going to be in one scenario when you're in danger, and when you flee from that, you're thinking you're good and you fall into a whole other trap. If you escape that, and you flee to someone else, you like, now it's the missiles coming. You can't escape that. Okay? The 2/3 got a target on their back. The heathens got a target on their back. You can't escape the Most High, man. Okay? It says, shall not the day of the Lord be darkness and not light, even very dark and no brightness in it, man. Okay? So the scriptures is telling you, when the Lord come back, it's gonna be like it's gonna be like a horror movie, man.
The worst kind.
Right?
The kind where you just jumping and grown men is pissing themselves.
Just off a sight of just feeling the energy of the Lord. Hey, some people gonna drop dead, man. They not ready, and this is one of the reasons why the Most High, Yahweh Shem Yashai, is chastising his men. Because according to the scriptures tell you, the Lord chastening those who he loves, man. So the Most High has been slowly but surely putting that spirit on his men to just be able to just deal with terror itself, man. Affliction, that's right.
Yeah. You say you're gonna bring 2 parts through the fire. And that fire is dealing with affliction, adversity, trials, tribulations, hardships, punishments, tests. After tests, the scripture tell you, Revelation 2:10, some of you shall be cast into prison, but how he's going to help us and sustain us. Well, that's how the Lord's going to get down. He's still going to test his men. He's going to test our faith. He ain't going to test us above what we can't handle. So you got to remember that Yahweh Shai going to be with us all the way through. He's going to be with his elect. He said he's not going to be able to take out or pluck from my hand none of my elect. He also said, I pray that they not be taken out of the world, but that you keep them from evil while they in the world. So we being, Yahweh Shai sent up prayers just for us in this time now. How much more are the righteous prayers entering into the ears of the Heavenly Father? Son?
Yeah. Go ahead, bro.
It's Luke chapter 21, verse 25. And it says, and there shall be signs in the sun, and in the moon, and in the stars, and upon earth distress of nations, and perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring. All right, and these are just some of the signs of the Lord making a return, man. All right, you have all type of different type of booms. All right, solar eclipses and all these things, man. These are signs that the Lord is making his return, man.
Chariot sightings.
Yeah, that's a chariot sightings. All right, you look up in the sky, it's a bunch of activity, man. All right, and it says what? And the stars, and upon the earth, distress of nations, man. And you see that these things happening right now, man. Distress of nations, man. All right. A lot of these countries are in an uproar because of these draconian laws they pushing because of that jump shot, man. All right.
Yeah.
It says with perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring. It says what? Men's heart failing them for fear. And that's what the brother was talking about, man. In that day, man, all these tough guys and all these type of things, man. Hey, man, all that shit is going to go out the window. All right? You go ahead. I'm sorry.
That tough guy shit, man. That just got to stop, man. Jake, y'all don't even realize, man, first of all, you're not tougher than Esau. Why? Because as soon as all these tough dudes, as soon as Esau pull up, they scatter him. So you're not that tough. Your toughness is directed towards Jake only, right?
Yo, somebody stole my bag, bro.
Well,
I put him on the corner and set it right there. When the car should have come out of the tripod. And the shit is gone. I come back, the shit, not even a minute, shit is gone.
What was in it?
My pocket full. My Bible dictionary,
stuff
my Bible.
Stuff that you can get again.
Yeah.
All right.
Just stay over here, brother, for the day, for the night. Yeah, just stay over here for the night, brother.
This is back in Luke 21 and 26. It says, men's heart failing them for fear.
And my holder was in my
Man,
bag.
start
You
feeling
got a
them
holder?
for fear, man. Like the brother getting into.
That look like a
You wanna
specific
go
holder
ahead?
for that
Yeah,
thing
that
too.
was just give you an example.
That look like
you
a
know?
specific holder
I
for
was
this
just talking.
too.
I talked to Jake in the world. I said, yo, bro, you know how crazy it's gonna get? Esau gonna come crazy, man. Them niggas have robots with guns and shit. He's like, what? I don't care about that, man. I got my gun. I got a couple bullets. I'm like, right, Jake. You know? I love to hear Jake talk that tough guy shit, man. Because they delusional. You can't go to war against Esau, man. All right?
Damn, bro. Man, you being tough with. You being tough with the wrong people. There it is. Jacob woke up to us, want problems with us, right? But they don't know for one, you don't know how the Lord with us.
Right.
They don't know that. They don't know how many, who's around that the Most High used these men to put our enemies to sleep real quick. You know, brother saying prayers up for us and our families for protection. What do you think that means? It means anybody who come up against us, the Lord gonna deal with it. He could easily put it on the mind of somebody to take one out. Wasn't there a situation in Chicago with them brothers out there? Wasn't the nigga scoffing at one point in time? And then about 5 seconds later, pop, there was another dude listening. Or a dude who walked by. They had a little interaction. The dude pulled out and dropped him right there.
In Chicago?
Huh?
Wow, I didn't know about that.
The dude, they had it on film and everything.
Wow.
The dude was he was standing there scoffing with his woman. Scoffing. Same minutes later, some dude came by, whatever he had words for them, he had work. They say exchange. The dude was on his bike, the dude just pulled out, look, pop. Ended his life right there. Both sides is not playing.
Well, how long ago was that one, bro?
Oh, that was like the last 3 years.
Wow.
It's
crazy.
About 3 years ago. Yeah, that's what's coming up.
Yeah, it says men's heart failed them for fear and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth, for the powers of heaven shall be shaken.
Scary times, man. Scary times ahead. Now, how we not supposed to be taken serious? We reading out of this too, not just for y'all to hear, but this is for our edification too. Because why? Because you gotta have a little bit of selfishness in this too. I mean, you trying to see yourself making it, right? We ain't in it just. I mean, yeah. So this ain't the Boy Scouts. We ain't just got in here just so we can guys club and hang out. You can find plenty of other things to do. This is about salvation. The scriptures say, if your right hand offend you, cut it off. That's how much serious you're supposed to take your salvation. That's how serious I take it mine through the Spirit. Even more, and then more so. What more can you do? Go ahead.
It says, and then shall they see the Son of Man coming in a cloud with power and great glory.
How are they going? Where's all of these tough guys then, man? Imagine where the tough guys is at then. And I'm looking at this Boston Dynamics video.
Oh yeah, they got some shit.
They got these robots doing all type of stuff now, man. I mean, they can kick your ass, man.
And that's just what they show us.
That's just what
They
they
show us,
showing,
yeah.
right? Even the little robot dog, you don't want no problems with that. He'll come out, he'll pull out and blast your ass. And then kick down your door. Imagine trying to get in an argument with a robot dog. He ain't gonna hear you. Well, that's what the Terminator was all about. Terminator was it not made by basically the elites to come against certain people who they had on hit lists that in the future they was going to take down the robots or take down the system? Because the woman came out and described how Terminator was linked up with the Matrix.
Yeah.
She wrote the same. It was the same author, and the Terminator, the Matrix was the last part of the Terminator. It's like the ending where Neo comes and John Connor is Neo.
Wow.
JC is supposed, it's like a play on Jesus.
Yeah,
Christ and all
they're
that.
intertwined, right?
Play on it. It's basically the Lord. It was a biblical story, right? Well, this is how it's going to actually go down. When the Lord come back, who they trying to stop now, and they coming up against his men, and they're going to use robots or whatever they need to use to try to execute the men of the Lord. at some point, they're just gonna start turning on us for teaching this thing. The scriptures tell you there's gonna be a great insurrection upon those people that fear the Lord in His name. So there's gonna be a turning against the society or government on us, on all the brothers. You know, more than likely they're gonna use they robots and all that, man.
Quick little precept,
Yeah.
real quick. This is Acts 14 and 22. Confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith, and that we must through much tribulation enter into the kingdom of the Most High.
Confirming the souls, meaning like encouraging brothers like, look, we're gonna encourage y'all in this. Whatever y'all go through, fight. Whatever y'all go through, fight, knowing that there's an out where the Lord is gonna have your back regardless. Whether you get taken out or not, the Lord gonna have you. You get taken out, you're gonna wake up on the charity. That's how serious the Lord is gonna do this thing. And ultimately, He gonna win. Esau not gonna win that battle. Right? So for you to be worried or scared for your life because of Esau, what's going on here, well, now you're thinking the Lord can't save, He can't deliver. And you know, as the saying goes, I believe it's a scripture. My hand is not short that I can't save.
Right.
Right? Yeah. The Lord got you regardless. What, during famine, during plagues and pestilences, He got us out here in the middle of a pandemic word, right? He got us out here fearless, up on trains, whatever, popping people. We ain't even plagued like how they worried about what they worried about. You know, we're just going through as we normally do. Well, the Lord is starting to build up that faith in us.
Yeah.
That's why I'm looking on the train and everybody, I'm like, wow, this is really, and they looking at me as if to say, oh, you didn't take the, I could tell, like, you didn't, he must have not took. And where the people, you know what the minds of people thinking now? Because this insurrection was the scripture in 2nd Ezra, right? It tell you insurrection. I mean, there should be sedition. The sedition is real because people took so many of them things. They like, well, what? Another boost? Another booster? Yeah. Wait, 3 more just for Omaria? They could see the scam going on, and they've been playing with it for so long. They've been participating in the scam for so long. They tired, man.
2 years now.
2 years. God damn.
My aunt's, I was talking about this week, and she told me she just took the booster on her family and everything. And I'm like, you see they talking about the 4 booster and everything. She's like, yeah, man, it's like, I mean, everything y'all told me to do. She took my booster. How many more do you want us to take? Yeah.
Y'all seen South Park?
Say what?
The latest South Park post-pandemic, whatever? And it was like 40 years in the future, the shit was still going on. Ain't see that shit?
Still taking shots.
They were still,
Oh, they was when they was
they were
all
still
grown?
trying to figure it out and shit. Yeah, they
Oh,
were
when
growing
all
up.
grown,
Yeah.
right?
Trying to figure it out.
Because it's here to stay, man. And the scripts, the prophets of the Lord, starting back with the apostles, their elders, it's been coming out for all of these years, man. So eventually, y'all, shout out to all the family members that's watching now. When we couldn't tell y'all years ago, y'all ain't want to hear nothing back then. Now y'all interested, man. I say slowly, family is starting to come around now, like, you know, want to rub shoulders and like, yeah, so this thing ain't really, yeah, yeah, I was a devil back then, right? But that's how it's gonna be. But remember, somebody's gonna say, Lord, Lord, and he didn't want to hear that. He's going, what he say, I've not known you. Right?
Fuck away from me, man.
Do that word iniquity get from me? Because this ain't a thing. This ain't devil dutch, man. You can't play with the Lord like that. Be hot or cold. The lukewarm, you're gonna spew you out. There's more.
It says,
I got something. Go ahead. Was there more?
no,
I got something real quick to my brother. You know, this is St. Matthew's 10. St. Matthew's 10 verse 34, and it reads, "Think not that I am come to send peace on earth."
Yeah, that's what the brother was just getting into, right? And we love that thought, man. That Yahushua ain't coming back all effeminate.
Right.
Damn, I would never be I wouldn't be the truth if that was. I'd be like, man, you gonna come back and do what? You gonna come back and bless Esau? Man. Who, the white man? You know, so hey man, read that again.
Con, this is St. Matthew 10, verse 34. Think not that I am come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword.
How Esau read that, and then read that the Lord say he coming back, and then act like the big bully of the world, and not be prepared for when the Lord come back. Because the Lord gonna come back like a bully. So Esau, once again, you know, you always the bully until the real bully come around. You know, you a tough guy until the real tough guy come around. You gotta humble that shit down. Well, that's what the Lord is. He gonna come back and just humble Esau down. Now Esau gonna try to fight back. But he's like a kid. He hold his head like this. He just throwing his arms, trying to hit you. That's Esau. You're not none of your nothing you got against the Lord is gonna hit. None of them chariots is gonna fall out the sky, as you made in your movies. They ain't gonna crash land. All this crash landing in Roswell, New Mexico. That's all
Bullshit.
cat.
Bullshit.
The Lord, ain't none of these chariots is crashing.
Right.
If they gonna crash, they gonna go through the earth and out the other side. They're indestructible, man.
Yeah.
Right? You had this NASA thing show the other day, like right. They showed some type of image where the chariot opened up. It was like some type of shield that it had against the comet, and it opened up right past Earth, and it was almost double the size of Earth, man.
Esau thinks the chariots operates like his devices, like the angels get under the hood and maintain the chariot and shit like that. Nah, there's no breaking.
Oh, that was a fix.
Yeah, fixing,
Put in the
sweating
You
and
gotta
shit.
update this shit.
That's Esau
whole
shit.
chariot.
Anything you buy from Esau eventually deteriorates and breaks down. The chariots, the same chariot that pulled that took us out of the land of Egypt is still spotless in the kingdom right now. You know what I'm saying? There's no breaking down and shit. We gotta. Okay, I guess the chariot needs a service today or some. That's bullshit, man. Go ahead, brother.
Nah, it's not. Yeah, it's not. What do you think it is,
Yeah,
man?
man.
There's more.
Yeah, definitely it's more. Con, and can I add also to this? It says, Con, it says, think not that I am come to send peace on earth. I come not to send peace, but a sword. Like how the brothers talk about these different variances that's out here. You know, man, showing you that we're not right now in a peaceful state. We're not in a peaceful place. Showing you what it's so what does that show you? That the Lord is on his way back. He said, think not that I come to send peace. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So these are the signs of us that you know that we use to see that the Lord is on his way back. There's trouble, all types of plagues out here. You know what I mean? You know. So when I jumped in verse 35,
By the way, how the hell can somebody after the Lord just said, think not that I come to send peace?
Right.
How can you still think that he's coming for peace?
exactly.
He just said he's not.
Yeah.
And then, but when he get back, we gonna be dancing. No. Oh, y'all gonna be in complete fear.
People like to hear what they want to hear.
Smooth things, bro.
Exactly. You know, it says, "Think not that I am come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword." And what is that sword? As we know, that's the left hand of Yahweh Shai, which is Esau Edom. So he's doing his concoctions. He's building up all these different, you know what I mean, variants. He's sending them out there in society, you know, to do damage, because he's only doing what the Lord wants him to do on the left hand side.
Which is take Revelation, what is it, 6 and 10? I see Brett sitting on a red horse.
Right.
Revelation 6 and 4.
6 and 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, hold that. Yeah, go ahead, real quick. Hold that.
Revelation 6 and 4. And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth.
Horse is power. Red horse, that's Esau. Esau's a red man, right? To take peace from the earth, man. You know, and then walking around claiming to be the peacemaker.
Right.
You know, I think the UN, the white helmets, they're known as peacekeepers or something. Peacekeepers. He's literally walking around talking about he got a bomb, he got a missile called the Peacemaker. If I'm not mistaken. All right. So I mean, he speaks with a full tongue for real.
Yeah, seriously.
Go ahead.
It says, and that they should kill one another.
They should kill one another. All these plagues and pestilence. Only Esau could sit there and want to expose himself to a virus just so that he can create multiple of them and spread them and then regenerate them into different vials and then send them out or ship them out and cause pandemics. This is all psyop BS, man. Only a mad man would sit there and think about how he could shut down economies and worlds, and then decrease populations, and then they'll tell you, well, there's just too many people in the world. You're not even. You could fit every person in the state of Texas on this on this planet.
That's true.
Right. Now imagine being spread out in a regular, just being spread out. If everybody spread the hell out,
Yeah.
right? And use the whole earth, you wouldn't see people for miles.
Yeah,
That's
seriously.
how much land there is.
Bro, we got like over 8 million people here in Manhattan.
Yeah.
It's a fucking small little borough, bro.
Yeah.
Right.
What the hell?
Right. But you got countries that don't got 8 million people.
Yeah. Wow, it's crazy.
Small islands and countries, right?
Yeah.
So here it is, man. Esau will take. That's because he's just a mad scientist. He was created to kill and destroy, and that's where all his efforts and his technology go. What does the scripture say? In Joel, that I shall beat your plowshares into swords. Right. Put the hooks into spears. So all of his all of his great everything that is supposed to go towards growth, and he's just gonna put it towards war anyway. Pay your taxes is going to war. Every single tax is just know that it's going to a missile somewhere that's going to be used to detonate over a bunch of children and families in some other country. And that's how World War III is going to happen, man. More missiles being built. It's beautiful. There's so many missiles. You can't get enough missiles, man.
I like it.
Right. Everyone, the only presidents we interested in is the ones who want to build missiles and go to war. All of these little pussy-fied presidents out here. We want the murderer presidents back in office, man. So he could shoot one of these bitches off, and we could get that much closer to World War III. All of this peace talk, man. The Most High is gonna send his son, and he ain't gonna want no peace. I better just get it started now. Go ahead.
It said, I'm ready for the topic again. Revelation 6:4, and there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth.
Like the brother said before, power is given. All these things is given to Esau.
Yep.
He don't just have, he ain't walk out the womb. He ain't been this magical man he like to portray himself. We gonna get to see Esau for really who he is. You know, if I remember, I was watching like the rap battle shit. I think it was K-Shine and the other nigga,
John the Don?
Yeah. And then the comments it was saying, see that nigga K-Shine, he needs a crowd. He a rapper that need a crowd to boost him up, or else he whack. You know, he ain't really got no creative shit to say. So if the crowd ain't going with him, he cowered down. You can see him, he's all fucked up because the crowd ain't. You know. Well, that's Esau. Without his fucking power, we gonna get to see who the fuck he really is. You got all of that, you know, because we keeping this society lively. That's Jake. All these new dances, all this TikTok, all this, anything that's entertainment has to have the sign off of Jake. If we ain't sign off on it, it's not popping. All right? That's why country music never got its right, because Jake just ain't signed off on nothing yet. You got certain Edomite artists or so-called white people, they probably Jakes. It's because Jake signed off on these people, Adele and the Justin Timberlake's of the industry. They got their status from Jake, the Timberlands, and all of these people who signed off on it. So that's us. Who are you, Esau? Who are you without your power seat, without your FRN notes, right? Without your, capitalism or whatever? We gonna get to see you and enhance, because you're just gonna you're just gonna lack everything, man. You lack pigmentation already. You're gonna lack everything. You ain't gonna have no pride no more. The Most High gonna take all of that out from you. There's gonna be no pride in being the most base man on the earth. Yeah.
Isaiah chapter 14, verse 16. And it says, they that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee.
Can't wait, man. When you narrowly look, we already narrowly looking upon you, Edomites, man. You know, I don't want to sit next to you, man. You worry about us sitting next to you. Don't sit next to me. Right? Sit over there. especially on a rainy
Yeah,
day.
you see them run into the elevator, you pushing the elevator.
Yeah, hold
right.
that. Right. Nah, go ahead. You want me to hold it? Nah, go ahead. Take it up.
Yeah, exactly.
It's going all the way up. Nah, I got time.
Yeah, I got you, exactly. That's good.
Yeah. We don't want, we desire, seeing we are in our right mind. The only thing we look at you for is like, damn, that was a good ass scheme. Damn, you really got these people taking this shit. Damn. You know, they used to trust in the science, and that's all they did. Trust in the science. And the science years ago told them they gotta wait and put it into trials and phases and this, that, and the third. And now they just jumping right into it, talking about trust. It's like, damn, you got these people that stupid. That's how bad the education system that you put in there is. That blinded these people. That's all we look at you as. Other than that, we narrowly look upon you, man.
It says, and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble?
Is he the man? Is this the man? So you gotta imagine that day, man. He's all gonna look like Gollum from Lord of the Rings.
Smeagol.
Yeah,
Smeagol.
My bad. What I call him, Gollum? Who's Gollum?
I mean, that's what his name too.
Oh,
Smeagol
yeah,
Gollum.
He gonna and he gonna talk like Smeagol too. And he just gonna be down there on the floor, like you know how Smeagol's always on the floor. He don't never stand up like. He just y'all know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Precious, like precious.
So, the dude
one that was
like
after
the
the
pregnant,
rain,
he the one the
Yeah,
rain
yeah,
and shit.
yeah.
So that's y'all, Smeagol. But you gonna want the power back, but you ain't gonna be able to have power. You gonna tell each other stories of how you used to be in power, and then I'm gonna send that invisible hand and smack fire out your face for thinking that.
Yeah,
It's your
right.
God, right?
Yep.
Because that's how low you gonna be, man. That's how low you're gonna be in the spirit. I came across a torture book recently, man. A book of all the histories, tortures, and all of that stuff, man. And I took it. Yeah, I went through every page, loyally, like just going through every page. Oh shit! They got so many different ways out there.
The Assyrians was big on it, bro.
Syrians,
Yeah, fleeing people and shit.
yeah, flaying from the cuttings. They had sections on cutting. They had sections on water. What to do? How what they used to do with water? You know, half drowning people and all. These people was get so vile, man, that they would tie somebody upside down and tie two dogs upside down next to you that haven't been fed for years, and they just tearing at you upside down, hanging while you just hanging there, being eaten by dogs for 2 hours.
On top of that, your blood is rushing to your head.
Yeah. They just biting on your ass.
Yeah.
Like who thinks of that? Oh, that was in the Gang of
It
Thrones.
was a scene with
Oh, Ramsey Bolton.
Ramsey. He had these two dragon-like dogs, man. He was just like, yo, these dogs they eat in like about a week, because he's gonna sick the dogs on the other person. But
Yeah.
something happened where he got caught up, and when the dogs had him cornered, he's like, stop, because he thinking I'm your master, but the dogs are so hungry. They're like, I don't care who's in front of me, like I'm eating.
Yeah.
So they tore his ass up.
Yeah. That's how we gonna be able to, deal with Esau, man. And them animals gonna want to get back to, but they just gonna listen to us. They're gonna be in complete harmony with nature. And once again, we're gonna have control, like how Noah had control over the animals. We're gonna have that as well, man. A lot, nothing but fun times ahead, man. In the kingdom, But up until that time, bro, it gotta be nothing but tribulation, as the brother just read. Fear and tribulation. So keep everything in its proper perspective. You have less to worry about. Scripture said, "Fear not when all these things shall come to pass." You got Isaiah 63 from you real quick.
I got that. It's Isaiah. So Isaiah chapter 63.
Hey, that's the thing. It's cold out here, but the truth warm you up, man.
That's right. It's a fire.
Yeah, it's a fire within, man.
Isaiah chapter 63, verse 1. And it says, Who is this that cometh from Edom with dyed garments from Bozrah? This that is glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength. I that speak in righteousness, mighty to save.
All right.
It says,
That eye is how it's shot. Coming from Bozrah, coming from dealing with Edomites, right? Dyed garments, right? He's gonna get it to explain why his garments are like that, right?
it says, Wherefore art thou red in thine apparel, and thy garments like him that treadeth in the wine fat.
Yeah, why you coming back looking like you was stepping in the wine press? Because that's how what the wine press was, area where you put all the grapes. You get inside, you start to smash it with you get your stuff off. You're 8 ounce stuff in that, right? And that's how we got that wine, man. You know, so that's why he looked like, because it was nothing but blood in his garment. Go ahead.
It says, I have trodden the winepress alone, and of the people there was none with me. For I will tread them in my anger, and trample them in my fury.
So really, Yahushua is the king. That's why we say we ain't gonna take Esau down. Yahushua gonna take Esau down. And everybody who's with him is with Yahushua. There's no, he ain't had to hire no help. They all with Yahushua. Yahushua gonna get it popping. He said, I come alone. Meaning that he don't got, there no other nations that he needs help from. He's gonna do this with the help of his army with him. Okay?
It says, and their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments, and I will stain all my remnant.
So he gave the answer. He said, yeah, this is it looks like I've been in the wine press, but this is just the blood of my enemies who I trampled over. This is the blood of Esau. I just came back from dealing with Esau. Right? Yeah. So I mean, Esau, what does that tell you? You so-called white people, what does that leave you with? That leaves you with, you ain't got enough army, you ain't got enough technology, you don't have enough robots, there's not enough AI, there's not enough of your intelligence to take down the force that's coming. So what are you left to do now? The only thing you could do is continue on in your pride, because that's the only thing that's driving you right now. It's you really in fear. You really want to run, because the scripture tell you you're gonna hide. You're gonna hide in the earth, in your deep underground military bases. Mm-hmm. You're gonna hide out there in the skies, man, on your space shuttles, because you're really in fear. But it's funny how the Most High can take somebody's pride and keep them going. Right?
This is Isaiah chapter 34, verse 5. It says, for my sword.
All right, yep.
For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea and upon the people of my curse to judgment.
On the people of my curse to judgment. That's Esau. That's what's going to happen. The Most High is serious about this. He's going to send his son. Yahushua could care less about it. Edomite. He's ready to wreak havoc on him. He's ready to get them crowns and bring righteousness back to the earth. Yeah.
It says the sword of the Lord is filled with blood. It is made fat with fatness, and with blood of lambs and goats, with the fat of kidneys of rams.
Goat symbolizes the people. That's what we used to sacrifice with. Now it's going to be the people, the Idumeans, which is Edomites, the Greek form was saying Edom. And so they're going to be taken down, man. They're going to be the made this new sacrifice, because they got to die. In order for something to be sacrificed, blood got to be shed. They got to die. Somebody got to die. That's what Biggie said. Yeah. It's going to be Esau.
It says, for the Lord had a sacrifice in Bozrah and a great slaughter in the land of Idumea.
Hey, so with that, once again, Lord willing is edifying. We're going to say, Kar Halal.